Right. You going to be able to join us on camera?
In just a few minutes.
Okay, perfect. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We've got a very clear and tight agenda for the day, and we will have one every single day of the program. We got a lot of ground to cover, and we're going to do it in a way that is very hands-on, white glove. This is going to be a program that is distinctly different than probably anything that you've ever participated in. It will be at the same time very high impact and high intensity, but it's also going to be very respectful, very caring. We're dealing with your hopes, your dreams, probably stuff that's been sitting on your shelf, gathering dust for quite some time. And we're going to get an entire campaign done inside of the span of 5 days. We're going to get it built and we're going to get it launched. So, one thing I want to be clear about is this is not a challenge. All right. A lot of times people will come to the mindset of like a challenge, like, okay, we're gonna do a few things and then in and out. This is a full scale 5 day campaign for your business that we're launching that's going to have a lot of different moving parts and a lot of elements. So if you get behind, it's going to be tough. All right. So I really implore y'all, make sure that you stay on top of everything, do your homework each evening. We got a lot of space to cover. So with that said, let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to walk y'all through our agenda, excuse me, for today. And y'all should receive this via the calendar invite as well. Excuse me. All right, give me 1 second. Let's open this thing up. Share the screen. Y'all let me know if you can see my screen. Just drop a one in the chat or wave or whatever you want to do. Okay, great. All right. So our agenda for today, excuse me. Okay. Our agenda for today is number one, we're going to cover introductions. Number two, we will cover program access. Number three, we're going to go over program logistics. Number four, we're going to talk through expectation setting. Five, six core elements of your 5 day ATM campaign. Number six, a core areas walkthrough of a handful of things I need y'all to be aware of and looking at pretty much right away. Number seven is we'll go through Q&A about your offers. I've reached out to each of y'all individually and had either a quick direct conversation or chat back and forth to put some things on your mind specific to your offers. Okay. And number eight is I'll give you your day one homework. So starting out, let's just go through our introductions. I'm going to drop these elements in. Again, y'all have the agenda too, but I'm going to drop this in as we go into the chat. I want to just go through and make sure everybody's clear on who's on the call, a little bit about yourself, where you live, your name, what your business is, what your plan for your 5 day special offer campaign is, like what your offer actually is, what price point you have in mind for your special offer, and have you ever done a full special offer campaign before? When I say campaign, I mean multi-channel, multi-day, really story-based, like a full stage 5, 7, 14 day, whatever it might be, full launch campaign. If you've ever done one fully like this. All right, who wants to go first?
All right, I'll go. Fine.
John,
Just
you
because
off
I'm
mute?
unmuted.
Go ahead and dive in, brother.
All right, John Lawson. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. My business is Colder Ice Media. I do small business coaching and speaking and training. So this 5 day special offer is the Power Move Blueprint, which is brand new, something I've never done really, because I just launched my book, and this is something on the back end of that book. And the price point is 1,800 for a 8-week program. I think it was 12 at one point, but I've compressed that. All right. And have I ever done a full special offer campaign? Eh, Uh, let's say no.
Well, tell us a little bit more about that. It's like
I
maybe.
mean, I've done a lot of uh one-off work, right? So no, I've not, I won't say I've done a full out campaign. It's like, oh, I got an idea. I'll throw up a page, I'll tell people about it, and I'll get people in. And that's about all I've ever really done.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So, oh, you know what? The last little piece that I wanted to add about this is what's your goal? So, when you think about a goal, I want you to think about it in three ways in terms of revenue, right? For this, what will be your absolute minimum that you're like, you know what, if I don't do anything else, I want to at least do this. And obviously, a floor can be, I want to at least get my money back on the program. That's a very simple floor, but you might have one that's a little bit higher. And what is your, you know what, if I do this, that would be good. Like that would actually be really good. I'd be satisfied. What's that one? And the third piece is what's that number that if you hit it, you'd be like, this exceeded all expectations, hitting that number.
So the floor bottom level would probably be like $4,500. 2,400. Well, no, it was 2,200. Oh, wait, I had it down here. Somewhere between 22 and 20. I'm sorry, not 100. 22,000, 24,000 would be it hit in the right spot. And
Okay.
then if it did 50K, I'd be like, I'd buy a bottle.
Got it. All right. I'm assuming I get to drink some of that with you.
You can drink some of it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give you a sip. I'll give you a sip.
All right. So your floor is 4,500. Your this is good. Satisfied with it will be 24,000 and exceeding all expectations. If you can knock it out the park with 50,000 or more, that would exceed all your expectations. I got that right?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. And the name of your offer again is the Power Moves Blueprint.
Power Move Blueprint.
Okay, Power Move Blueprint. And this is a group training program, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so this is group training. And we said it's 8 weeks, right?
Yes.
And price point is 1,800.
18. Yes.
Great. All right, I'm gonna just drop this in the chat so everybody can keep track. Okay, so that's a good start. All right, everybody. So that's John. Power Move Blueprint. Power Moves or Power Move?
Yeah, no S.
Oh, got it. Okay. So the Power Move Blueprint group training program, 8 weeks. Price point is 1,800, minimum 4,500. Oh, I forgot to ask John, how many people are you planning to be in this program?
25.
Okay, 25 people in the program. Participants. This is going to be 25. Great. All right, who's up
Oh, wow.
next?
I will dive in now while there's no drill. I do have a contractor in the background, so hopefully that doesn't cause too much noise. My name is Aljanoy Alexander. I am from Chicago, Illinois. I'm a peak performance coach. I help organizations and individuals identify their limiting beliefs, their limiting actions that's keeping them from achieving their individual and organizational goals. What I've been focused on this year is implementing restorative practices within educational institutions, which is essentially creating the formal and informal processes to reduce the school to prison pipeline through creating communities of empathy, trust, responsibility, and repairing harm whenever it's done. The name of the program will be Restorative Practices, Creating Communities of Empathy and Advocacy. And that will be priced at $4,999. We can play with that price point. I will consider this program to be a success at the 50K mark. That means that I've connected and signed up at least 10 individual schools. But most important is creating a pipeline of other schools who, even if they don't sign up immediately, now it's driving traffic towards the program in general. And because this program, the virtual program, is not created yet, just forcing me to create the virtual program by going through this process is going to be really helpful for me. So I
Got
don't
it.
know, did I all the questions.
Let's go over it. So Algenoy, restorative practices, creating communities of, and give me the rest.
Empathy and advocacy.
Empathy and advocacy. Got it. This is a virtual program, a virtual course, basically.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And what's going to be the, excuse me, participants? We got 10 schools that are going to buy. How many of their people are going to go through it?
This will be for their school. This will be all of their staff. So
Got
their
it.
teacher, support staff, whoever can get to that. And we got to figure that part out, how to limit it to that particular school just for their teachers and support staff.
Got it. Okay. So for now, the goal is just 10 schools, whether it's 5 teachers and support staff or 50 that go through it. You're not really thinking about this as like a head count thing right now. It's really just selling to the
Right.
organization, and we'll figure out maybe license and price point on head count later.
For sure. Yep.
Okay. Got you. So 10 schools, teacher/support staff, that's going to be unlimited. What's going to be the term? How long is the program?
It's three different trainings. So I don't know exactly if it's going to be self-paced, or am I going to push it out one by one? Am I going to determine when they should get each training? I haven't really figured that piece out yet.
Okay. So the program itself consists of 3 trainings.
Yes.
And how many, if you were to design it in the way that's going to be the most beneficial for people, how many sessions would you deliver? Would you have them consume that over those 3 trainings?
I would have them consisted in 3 trainings.
Okay. So I'm assuming that means that each training is somewhere around like 60 to 90 minutes, right?
90 minutes. Yep.
Got it. Okay. So 3.
Yeah, I would say with engagement, with reflection, with typing answers and whatnot, I would say about 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Okay. Got it. So I'm just going to put 3 trainings, approximately 2 hours each. And this can be self-paced or directed. And so I'm definitely going to recommend that you recommend something. So whenever you say self-paced, people are going to mostly do no pace. Like they're going to get in and do a whole lot of.
I would say the recommendation would be that these be similar to the trainings, except they set a particular time that it has to be done within this night or within this week, so that they can move on and then offer the next training the next week. So they could be 1 week, then the next week, then the next week.
Got it.
And then after that, I don't know if you asked about like the free offerings and whatnot yet.
Not yet. Yeah, we'll get to that a little bit later. So the price point is, I think we said 5K. And we want to do minimum. You said the minimum or the good, where like I hit my mark, that would be about 50K, right? If you sold 10 of these, what would be your minimum where like if I at least do this, I feel good about it? Like the absolute floor.
The absolute floor, because I'm learning from it, because I'm gaining something regardless. The absolute floor, I would say at least, because it's a 5K product, 20,000.
Okay. So the absolute floor is if we do 20,000 in sales, and that's 4,000. I mean, that's 4 sales.
Right.
So just so I'm clear, you would be disappointed if you got this thing out the gate and you only did 2 sales.
And this is what, and maybe this is what's thing we're learning, because then I wouldn't be sure if I created a process that will generate, you know what I mean? So I guess I don't know exactly what number that will be. This is me off the top of my head. If I got 4 sales, that will be proof like, oh. But if I got 1 or 2 sales, I may not know exactly what drove that. Or if I could have just went to them directly and not did a special offer, then I may not be sure. But if I get 4 sales, then I think maybe. But this is me coming off the top of my head.
Oh, this is useful. Everything that you say, I'm just going to be listening to it in context, right?
Sure.
So if you've got an audience of people now, which you do, who you're going to reach out to about this, some percentage of them, depending on the relationships that you have already, some of them are going to say, oh, it's Algenoy. Of course, I'm going to be interested in listening to this offer. And maybe some of them are going to say, oh, it's Algenoy. Whatever he's given, I'm taking it. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, I'm in. So that's the place that I'm listening from is excuse me, is basically what I'll just be qualifying what your audience is already and listening for some baseline considerations on, does this seem logical? Like if you only have 10 people, then I would say, well, are we going to close 4 out of 10? I don't know. Now, if you
Right.
got 40 people, are we
Yeah.
going to close 10%? Are we going to close 20%? That may be more reasonable. So that's where I'm thinking from is just knowing what your considerations are so that as we go through it, I can say, all right, I know you wanted at least 10. This list doesn't look like it's going to
Yeah.
get us there. I need to
Yeah.
be able to make those recommendations.
Okay. Glad you clarified that for sure.
Absolutely. And what's that number where if you exceeded that number, man, it would be like Christmas in February if you did that.
I mean, what would make me smile? Let me think. What would make me smile? I mean, it would be, I mean, really, I mean, 50K would be great, but if 100K came in within a short period of time, that would be the psychological proof that will provide me would be significant.
Okay, now you sure? Because a moment ago you just said, I mean, 50K would be great. So is 50K your like
That's not my
exceeds all
fit,
expectations number?
not the well,
Because let me give y'all the reason why I'm giving you this. I'm not trying to pull out like random numbers. I'm really
yeah,
trying to give y'all anchors that feel real for you, that we
right.
can really put this that we can really focus on during the program. So if 50K is really your like, man, if I did that, dog, like that would be great. If that's the number, then that's the number. Now, if it's not cool, but I'm just listening to your language, it sounds like that was the exceeds number. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, but yeah, the exceeds
Are
number.
you sure?
I'm not sure. That's why
I want you to be sure. So
I'm actually
when I
not
say
sure.
exceeds all expectations, I'm not saying pie in the sky number. I'm
Yeah,
saying I think this could happen if
yeah.
this thing was like clicking on all cylinders, best case scenario. I'm saying best case scenario, right?
I was
So good.
Yeah, I would say we got to if the 50K number happened, it would be proof that I have something here.
Got
And
it.
that would take me wherever, and that in and of itself would be something I can build off of significantly. So 50K.
50K is the exceeded number. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, 50K is yeah, 50K is the exceeded number.
That doesn't sound exciting at all. John, Pat, 50K is the exceeded. I don't. Does that sound exciting? That don't sound like it was exciting. I don't get.
Yeah,
John is
look,
popping bottles.
look,
John
maybe
is
we
popping bottles at what is it at 50K? And you like that'll be okay. I mean, I don't know.
I have to exceeding. I have to qualify what exceeding means to me. You know what I mean? Like, because I expect a lot. I believe in your program, so I really do, based on the conversation that we've had. Um, I'm expecting 50K. Exceeding would be a bigger number. Seven. Let's say I could just pull a number out. I really don't have a specific number what that would be,
Well,
but I could
listen,
just go
Albert,
higher.
you when we talked before, you told me you had maybe a couple dozen off the top of your head administrators who were directly in your warm network who you might take this to. So again, this isn't magic. I don't want you to put your belief in me that this is going to be I'm going to deliver what is available inside of your audience. So if
Yeah.
we got 25 people and you sold every single one of them, the max is 125 grand, right? So, like, again, I'm not asking you for a pie in the sky number. Money's not going to appear out of nowhere. This is your real network.
Okay. Got it. Appreciate it.
Yeah. You want to think about it for a second?
So if I close half of those, that would be around 75, 60, 75,000. If I close half of the 125K.
Yeah, let's say 12 times, that'd be 60. So 12 of those would be 60 grand. If you close
Okay.
basically 50% of the room, which would be like pretty strong.
Which would be pretty strong. So so I'll just say that 50K number would be exceeding.
Okay.
That number, yeah, 50K number would
So
be great.
we got some grounded reality. 50K will be exceeding. That feels okay. We may do something else. Algernon may pop a bottle at 50. We don't know yet. What's the number that's gonna be solid? If 50 is now exceeding, what's the number that's like, this is good? Got a couple dozen administrators. If I get this number to commit, I think I probably got something. What's that?
Within 5 days, within the 5 day mark, 25,000.
25. So that's basically five of those people out of 25. So about 20% of your folks. That's not unreasonable. Warm
Yeah.
network campaign. And I know you have a strong name in the community. Okay, so all right, Algenoid, those are the details I have. We got a virtual course. We got 10 schools that are participating. We've got unlimited teachers and support staff inside of those schools. 3 trainings, approximately 2 hours each, self-paced or directed. Price is 5K. Minimum is if you do 20 grand, that's your minimum. I'm gonna say that minimum is probably like I think it's probably more like a couple getting out the gate because it's B2B, but you got high standards, and I'm not gonna fight you on that. So 20 grand is our minimum, 25 is good. If we do 50 grand or more, we are exceeding. That's like half of your administrative count, unless you find more people in your network. Solid?
Solid.
All right, good. Hopefully, y'all are seeing already that the place that we're thinking from is I'm going to ground y'all in reality, but I'm also not going to say that we can't have high numbers, but it's got to be grounded in some sort of accurate thinking. We're not pulling anything out of the sky.
For
All
sure.
right. P double, Pat Perkins. How you
Okay. Oh, hey, I'm good. I'm good.
doing?
So I am, some of me already. I am Dr. Pat E. Perkins. So I run a company called The Advanced System, and we work primarily with leaders in corporate and government, helping them get to the next level in their career, sometimes develop their career path so they can get to the next level, and be divinely compensated for their contribution. We do that through clarity, confidence, community, and capacity. So what I am, stop me at any time, but what I am working on here is the advanced membership. It's a year-long professional development implementation community. It's designed to support leaders to gain that same clarity, confidence, community, and capacity that they need to advance to the next level. It's a front-end membership. The enrollment is mostly closed and it'll be open during this 1 week period. Let's see here. The advanced system, let me stop there. What's the next question? Just prompt me with the question.
Price point.
So the price point, my friend. So let me just say this real quick. The price point I came up with was $2,500. When I started having some phone calls with people, they were like, 4,000 sounds more accurate. So let me walk it through. And can we come back to the price point?
Sure.
Okay. So this membership is around future-proofing your career and empowering you to navigate to the fast track of your profession. It's a 7-module framework delivered in the first 10 weeks of the membership, pre-recorded and is dripped. So they get monthly Q&A calls. There's a private community access. There's some bonuses like quarterly masterclasses, implementation, coaching days. So it's heavy on implementation and execution. And it is a year-long program. So let me just choose a number. Let's go with 2,500, even though it should be priced at 4,000.
Okay. 2,500. How do you feel about that, Pat? Does that feel good?
I feel like it should be priced at 4,000. So that's how I feel. It's a better number. It may, I don't know what it may do. I don't know if it actually may attract more because they're like, you know what, that sounds more logical, or if it may repel people because it's like right now, I got $2,500 in my professional development budget to use at will. So that's where I was going with. So let me just say, I would rather, for proof of concept, have low barrier to entry, get more people in, create more success for them, and then I can always raise the price. So let's go with the 2,500. That feels good.
Okay. Now offer some perspective on that.
Of course.
Okay. If you could sell to your absolute perfect ideal client, would you?
100%.
Okay. Why would we do anything other than that ever?
We wouldn't.
Okay.
Did you hear something in what I said that said it wouldn't be my ideal client?
Can your ideal client pay you the amount of money that you want to be paid?
Yeah, yeah. So then it would be $4,000.
Okay. This is a really key distinction, y'all. A lot of times when folks say like ideal client, they are talking about everything except for the fact that this person has the time, the money, the mindset, and the intent to actually move with people like you. That is the first consideration. When I'm talking about ideal client, can they actually pay me? If they can't afford me, if they don't understand why they would afford me, that is not my ideal client. It doesn't matter how many other boxes they check. So, and from a psychology standpoint, it's much harder to start with your price point low and then raise it later than it is to start with your price point high and say, you know what, I've got a special offer for this person at this time. And so, even though the cost is this, I'm going to allow you to have it for this price inside of this window. So, think of what you want your program to be priced at, and then we're going to just do a test on it to say, does that feel good? Is $4,000 even a number, right? Is this thing worth significantly more than $4,000, or is $4,000 like, no, that's about right? What's the program worth, Pat?
Yeah, $4,000 is about right at the level. So I have 21 keys. This is the first 7 keys of my advanced system. And so at that level, for what I'm putting out here, 4,000 is sounds right, feels right. Definitely, if I look on the back end of a 12-month program and I'm only charging 2,500, I'm gonna be a little salty.
Mhm.
Like I'm gonna feel that somewhere around month 4, probably. Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
I can future pace myself that way and can see that. So 4,000, I'd rather actually, you know what? Here's the thing, and I'm gonna stop here. But I'd rather serve less people at 4,000 than more at 20, and get them powerful results
That's right.
after those results. And yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
still a little butterfly, but still feel better. Yeah.
I understand. And
Mhm.
what you may find as we go through the program, as we go through the process and continue to document and tease out with more detail everything that goes into it, you may find that you turn your nose up at that $4,000. I don't know for sure, but I know that Libria Jones, she was one of the folks who was in my previous 5-day ATM cohort. She had done this exact same thing last year. I mean, yeah, last year, tried to do a campaign launch and actually sold nothing, like absolutely no sales at all. And she did the 5-day ATM program and did 25,000 on day 5. Same offer fundamentally, but different framing. And one of the pieces that I worked with her on was clearly articulating all of the stuff that was in it. So she had all of this stuff, and her answer every time I asked her what was, where does she communicate the value? She would say, well, it's right there in module 1. I'm like, nobody's in module 1. They haven't bought this thing yet. Well, I already tell them when they get the program wrong. There's no when they get the program. They don't have the program. How would they know that your program has 6 core fundamental parts of the framework? She didn't say that. She just talked about everything they did, but she didn't have it broken down to frameworks. She didn't talk about some of the invisible stuff that is like breathing to her, but she didn't communicate that value clearly to everybody who was coming through. We want to line item every single piece of value that you provide. And when we do that, we may find that this is a $6,000-7,000 program, and we'd rather just work with a handful of folks who understand the value than trying to convince people that, can you get in for $1 or $2,000? I promise you, I'll show you it's worth it. And we're not doing that. We're not gonna do that.
No, yeah, I wouldn't sell it that way, but anyway, but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. That's
So
different energy. Yep, I hear.
how many participants are you looking to have inside of this membership for the actual launch? What will be like if I hit this number, that'd be really good. What number of participants?
Yeah, so what I wrote down initially was 12, 24, and 40 were my kind of good, better, and best. But as I'm reevaluating this, I'm actually and thinking about my own capacity and what I want to cause. So I'm thinking 8, 16, and 24. And so 8 would be my floor and 24 would be my exceed. So, want me to do the math on that?
Okay,
Oh,
so we got 2,500 times 8. What is that?
4,000 times 8, right?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Pat.
Right.
So 4,000 is the cost of what's going to be the special offer price. So 4,000 is the special offer price. What's the cost of the actual program? Because the special offer is going to be like a one-time thing that's different from the full program price.
Okay. Do I drop that? I don't want to cut it in half.
It's just something
So,
that you can feel good about. You just need to feel good about, like, here's my actual price point, and for a limited time group who I can transact with quickly, I can get out the gate, I can get some social proof. They're my person. Like, as long as those things are true and you can move fast, you'll be okay doing it. That's really your threshold. Don't do anything you don't feel good about, though.
okay. So then that would be 3,000.
Okay. So if this program is 4,000, and for the folks who are coming in side the special offer, you did it at 3, you would feel fine about that. If
Yeah.
you,
Yeah. 2,997. Whatever. Yeah.
okay,
How about that?
29.97. And Algenoy and John, I actually didn't ask you your full price program offer. I got your special offer price, so I should get that from y'all as well. So Pat, full price is 4,000. Special offer price is 3,000. This is just for year 1, right? This is not an unlimited membership. They annually.
And so now that you just said that, and I know we need to move, but
No, listen, this is the reason we have this program. We're not rushing through anything. I want to be clear.
okay.
We'll do this work.
So the 4,000 is my offer price. That's the special offer price.
That's the special offer price.
The 4,000 is the special offer price.
Okay, so then what's the full price? The regular price.
The
Before
regular
the special
price
offer.
is 5,500. That's the
Okay.
regular price.
Got it. 5,500 is our full price, and special offer is $4,000. So this, and again, just to be clear, this is for a 1-year membership. It's not lifetime. This renews annually, or how does this work?
Yeah, it renews annually. It is not, yeah, renews
Okay. So year 2, is the price the same, or is it a lower dollar amount renewing year 2 on?
No, I can grandfather the price though. They can stay at 4,000. Is that what you mean? So year 2,
Let me give some context.
okay,
The way I like to sell programs, I like to sell memberships grounded with a foundational course curriculum. So you're actually doing that. You're selling a 7-module core curriculum. You've got masterclass, et cetera. But I like to bake in the acceptance of membership. So when you buy this program, you are buying a 1-year membership that comes with a foundational course curriculum, which is why I'm charging you a larger dollar amount in year 1. Ongoingly, you already got the program. Now you're paying for the community and the ongoing access. So smaller dollar amount recurring, but I've already baked in the narrative of membership. It's going to be harder to get the full price of membership year after year. You're going to experience a lot more attrition when it's like that full number again, and the same value, it's different now. First year, I'm learning, I'm implementing. Second year and third year, it's really in a membership. It's about the community, it's about the experiences.
okay, then I would feel better then with the 2,500 than, so if they pay 4,000, the renewing, if that's what you're asking me for the membership, would be 2,500 to stay in, to maintain access.
Okay. And what are they going to get ongoingly? Year 2, year 3, it's like
They're
year
gonna still
2.
get the monthly Q&As. They're gonna still get the bonus, the quarterly master classes. They're gonna still get the implementation coaching days, guest expert workshops. There's an exclusive book club that I have as well. So yeah, they're gonna still get that. And then, I mean, if we're just future pacing completely, there are going to be some that may want to elevate to another level inside of the membership because it'll be the next level of keys. So now you've graduated from that, you take an assessment to see where you are, but then you take another assessment to see, oh shoot, Now I need this next seven levels of these next seven keys or these next seven keys, right? So
Okay.
that's how it's set up in the future. But I just want to, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well,
'Cause you
no,
got,
we don't. The reason I'm not going to skip it is because all of those future considerations need to be baked into the language now. That's what has
oh,
somebody be able to understand, like, I'm buying something that's bigger than just an offer. I'm buying a clear track toward this career outcome that I want, and I'm going to be able to stay inside of this track over the next 2, 3 years. And my goal is to get to the next set of keys. So I'm gonna my gut instinct tells me if the real goal is to have them ascend to the next set of keys and the next set of keys, the goal really is not keeping them on like the membership at full freight. The goal is keeping them in the community long enough where they're like, you know what, I'm ready to move to the next thing. I think that my gut is telling me full freight on year one, lower membership dollars, so just like a maintenance membership, so that you keep more people in. So probably not necessarily a 4-figure thing or like 2,000 plus, but something where even if they're not ready to level up to that next set of keys, they can see themselves staying in the community because the master classes are great, the community's great, the quarterly event is great. And what's that dollar amount? Is it like 97 a month where I'm not gonna cancel? I want to stay in even though I'm not ready to level up. Like just be thinking about that. And at the end of the year, you're probably going to want to have right before the year mark where from this special offer, you're probably going to want to have whether it's a virtual event or an in-person event that is a little bit more like a little bit bigger so that you can bring everybody in who is at that point where they're like, am I going to renew? Am I not going to renew? That's going to be the time where you do like your 1 to 2 day conference or summit where you're really selling the different keys and why you want to level up from if you got your first set of keys done, it's time to level up to your next set and really get them ignited and excited again about why they joined in the first place. Right before it's time to either leave or kind of re-up.
okay.
Yeah. All right, great.
Yeah,
So got all the details. What is and your minimums are 8, 16, and 24, and your dollar amount was 40. So that would be on the low end, 32,000 is what you are saying is the minimum. And so just so we're clear, if you don't sell 8, you like, I don't even feel good about this. I'm not satisfied at all. 8 is the bottom where you don't even feel good about it.
I need this six. Six is my minimum. So that's 24,000.
So if you do 6, you like, this is the bottom. I got to know that at least this number of people are interested in this thing. We do 6, that feels like it's been worth it. If we do, what then is the middle? If 6 is the basement where this is the minimum standard, what's our middle?
I'm just looking at this now. Let's see. 12.
12, okay.
Okay.
12 times 4 is 48. And what's our exceeded number?
20 is the exceeded number.
20 people in, right?
Yeah, that would be an exceeded number. I mean, the real exceeded number would be if I can turn six figures. If I can turn $100,000, that would be the
Okay.
number that I
That's the number then. We're gonna put that. If that's the number, that's the number.
hear up here. So that would be 25 people.
Okay, so 25 people. Because all of this is going to boil down to, I'm not the person who says sales is a numbers game, because I don't believe that. I believe that marketing and sales is a narratives game. However, numbers do matter. If we don't have the numbers inside of our network, it doesn't matter what our conversion rate is. It doesn't matter what the price point is. We're not going to get our number on the sales. And so now that I've got the baseline, Pat, let me know if I got this right. We got the advanced membership, program types of membership, participants, low end 6, middle 12, exceeding would be 25. This is a 1 year long program, 7 modules in the core curriculum. We got master classes, coaching days, very heavy on implementation, and full price $5,500 for year one, special offer price $4,000 year one, and that gives us 24 grand on the minimum. 48 would be good. We hit that $100,000 mark. Pat is popping bottles. All right, so everybody, we're clear on our goals now. We're clear on our offer now, and we're about an hour in, right? So this is a useful start to the program. And I feel like for each one of y'all, I've got a really clear view of what the, like, I agree with the offer so far in terms of the structure, except for you, John. I've got a slight shift that I want to offer you on the thing that you're actually selling, because I went there and I bought your $6 book yesterday. I don't know if you know that. So I went and I checked out your stuff. I saw that you were selling a $6 book funnel, and I went and bought it. And I went and looked at the upsell that comes on the other side of that, which is a half-day intensive, I believe is what it was. And then after that, you said the goal is to sell them into one-to-one coaching or group coaching, right? Yep. All right, cool. So the slight shift that I'm going to offer is, as opposed to starting with a $6 thing, that is like, so I'm thinking about the person who's buying this. And I told you to do some work on customer avatar, and we come in and we talk through this. Did you do that work already?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
All right. You know what?
That's fine.
Let me make it through my agenda. I got some other things logistically.
Okay,
I wanna
yeah, that's
cover. Let me
cool.
make sure y'all get access to the program.
Okay.
And we're going to dive into some work, because I think we can make significantly more money on your launch, John, if we start not with $6, but we start with something that's a higher dollar amount, literally just moving around puzzle pieces of stuff you're already selling, instead of six to a higher dollar amount that includes the six and includes some other stuff. So let me dive back into my agenda. Any questions so far on the work that we've done? Algernon, you look so contemplative, man. The brow is furrowed underneath the hat. What are you thinking about? You have questions?
Everything goes in stages. So part of me is wondering what I should be off. I guess so in the built into the special offer, then there will be potential upsells within the special offer as well. Like, for example,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
restorative book, for example.
absolutely.
And then we can discuss what makes sense.
Yeah, we're going to talk through all of that stuff. I just want to make sure that what we've done so far, which is just clarifying the offer, right? Not necessarily the bonuses, the upsells, all that stuff. Offer, price point, term. I just want to make sure that everybody feels good about your level of clarity there, and the goals that we have for sales and for dollar and for revenue. Everybody on point so far? We're still aligned? Okay. So let me dive back into our agenda and see what we got. All right, program access. Number one, does everybody at this point has clicked this link? My bad for giving y'all the evergreen link versus this one. Sorry about that. But this link is now updated, so you can use this every day. This is going to have the program information on it. This is the single place you need to look to get the call-in information each day. Every day before our call, this will be updated. And I do it this way so there's not like multiple places you have to go to figure out stuff. This is the single place that you'll go to get the call information each day. Your Kajabi online learning vault. Let me actually drop all of these links in the chat. Okay, your Kajabi online learning vault. I'm going to go ahead and click this. Everybody should have access to that already. Do any of y'all not have access to your online learning vault in Kajabi?
I don't believe I do.
Okay, I want you to go to your email now and just search for the keyword Kajabi, because that's going to contain your login email information for the KAJABI.
KAJABI.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, just like right here, you see kajabi.com. This is the exact spelling.
Okay.
KAJABI. Okay, and then also on the access page, I believe that you have a visual walkthrough of exactly what emails you need to search for and everything. Let me go take a look real quick. 5-day ATM access. No, that's going to be in your email then. So just search for Kajabi and you'll see like in that first email, it should have literally screenshots. Do you see an email from Kajabi? Kajabi?
No, I see an email from you that references Kajabi.
Mm-hmm. Did you check your spam?
See spam.
Because I did check in Kajabi earlier today and I saw your name in there. So I know that the emails went out to you.
Okay.
So if it's not in your spam, I'll just send out another one. Now for you and for Pat and John, y'all already have access to Kajabi, right? Y'all been in?
I haven't been in and I'm trying to find the password.
Okay. Well, if you can't find the password, I'll
Yeah,
tell you
because
what I'm going to do.
the
I'm going to
Kajabi
log
thing
in.
doesn't give you the password.
I can have it resend you the password. I can do that now. So let me just go ahead. I'm going to log in. This is what your dashboard should look like, by the way. When y'all log in, you're going to see a main dashboard and it's going to have your different programs that are in it. You're going to go into the 5-day ATM group training. And I also gave each one of you the masterclass action guide, which you should see here because you can take notes in that. All y'all should have that. All right, so let me log into my regular Kajabi account. And then, John, I'm going to send you access back. And Pat, you said you're in there, no problem, right? Okay, perfect. Okay. Courses, products, courses. Right. We've got, which one is this? 5-day ATM group training. Oh, no, you know what? I should have gone to people. Yeah, there we go. Pause this for just a minute so I don't share anybody's email addresses. All right, John Lawson. Algernon, how you coming over there?
I believe this is where it's located, where it says day one, and then the questions
Yeah.
and whatnot.
So you found the email now?
Yeah, I got it.
Perfect, perfect. All right, John, I just
Yeah,
sent you
man.
the password from Kajabi. You already got it?
No, I just got it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so everybody's in now. And inside of your program, we're going to go back to the participant view on this thing. Share my screen again. Where's the participant view? All right, so when you get inside the library, you should see this, right? Just want to make sure before we leave this space, everybody's got direct access into these two things right here. You should see the 5-day ATM group training, and you should see the masterclass action guide. Does everybody have that inside of your dashboard?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so you got what you need. Let's keep it moving. All right, next thing is the Facebook group access. Let me walk y'all through a quick overview of the Facebook group so you know what to do and where. I gave all y'all access in Facebook, so know all of y'all are in. One thing that you need to do today, and this is part of your homework, you need to go ahead and introduce yourself in the group if you haven't already. And there's a pretty clear, excuse me, step-by-step format to do it. You can find that inside of your 5-day ATM section on Kajabi, just like follow the instructions. Also here in the feature section, it walks you through what to do for that as well. Let me see. All the different threads for the different things to update are in the featured section. I can come back to this. This will be better when we're actually going through the homework. Just know that the featured section is where you need to go to see any of the questions that I'm answering. I answer all the questions specific to threads in the featured section so that everybody gets the training. So even people who aren't in the live 5-day ATM session, anybody who's bought the program at any point in the past, as I'm doing new programs like this one, as y'all ask questions and I answer them in the group, so everybody continues to get the training, even though they can't attend the call unless they are in that particular cohort. So each one of these threads, you'll notice that they've got a very specific label to them. Special offer announcement day, or excuse me, the hot list templates. Here's where I'm giving an overview about the 5-day ATM script guides and final preparation. Drop a link below to the Facebook page that you've created for your special offer. Drop a link below to the checkout page for your special offer. So every step of the program, when we get to that day, you're going to drop a link to that work that you did inside of the group in that thread and featured, so that if anybody who's in that thread wants to offer you some feedback, it's a group format, but also so that when I give you the feedback, everybody is able to get that coaching and training. All right, but we'll come back to that when it's time for y'all to post. This is the Facebook group. Very simple. If you got any questions, let me know about that. But everything happens mostly in the featured area.
Quick question.
Yes.
So in terms of confidentiality agreements or anything like that, because it looked like we're putting all our, now I know the whole thing, nobody can execute your offer and blah, 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 but I'm asking the question, is somewhere in that 23-step process, was there a confidentiality clause?
No, the reality of it is, Pat, we get faster further inside a community, and you already said it. Nobody can do your thing but you. The degree to which you want to be able to get the brain share of other experts who all, I mean, you know, my community, I cultivate people who are people. And I've got a lot of barriers inside of my process to make sure that I keep out folks that aren't high quality people. So if you've got a concern, I would say manage it and don't share what you don't want to share, but you just miss the opportunity of having that brain share. We can't have it both ways. So that's up to you.
Well, okay, I got that. I mean, I got it. Let me get in first and figure it out. But yeah,
It's a good
okay.
suggestion though, to add a specific confidentiality thing. No reason I can't add that as part of the program agreement. Just another checkbox, even though it's just like a scout's honor.
Yeah.
I still intend that in writing. So I'll definitely make a note of that.
Okay, thank you. And I ain't scared. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. That's all.
Listen, that is a reasonable question. I don't mind at all. All right, let me go ahead and, oh, we haven't gotten there on the agenda. All right, next we cover Facebook. Oh, we are here. All right. So this link right here, y'all should see it in the chat for the 5-day ATM templates Google Sheet tracker. Y'all see that? All right, I'm gonna add y'all to it right now. Sometimes when you do it early, it gets lost in people's links. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that to you. Add that. Pat, which email do you prefer to Gmail? Or do you prefer Patty Perkins?
I think I have the tracker. It's got shareable 5-day ATM participants, Google Sheet tracker. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, I have it. I have it up. I have it saved.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
I just want to make sure that I've actually shared it directly with you.
Oh,
And not
okay.
just
So
shared
yeah,
the link to you.
Pat at the Gmail account probably be easier.
Okay.
Pat E. Perkins at gmail.com.
Okay. And John, same email that I have for you?
No, it'll be John at Third Power Outlet. OUTLET.
You know what? So I always forget this. At thirdpoweroutlet.com.
Yep. .com.
Okay. And Algenoy, what email address would you like me to use for you?
Algenoy at Gmail.
Okay. Got it. Perfect. All right. Y'all are all going to be editors on this. All right. So all y'all now have edit privileges for this particular document. And what you'll see, let me share back. What you'll see when you log on is there are several different tabs down here at the bottom. And these different tabs are our previous 5-day ATM cohorts. So for y'all, you have the opportunity to go back and look at the different campaigns and stories that people have gone through during the process. So that's where this program becomes really useful. If you're stuck at any point, like writing story number 2 or number 3, you can literally go back and view the different story campaigns or special offer presentations or your invitation overview video samples. You can view these from a number of participants and get some ideas and see what other people have done. This is meant to be a group program where the collective brain share helps us all to move faster. So to Pat's point, yes, you do think to yourself, well, what if another coach comes through and they do exactly what I do? My thing is they're not you. And so I don't view the world as competition. I view other people as they do what they do. And even if it's similar, some people are just for me. And my job is to make sure that your core narrative and framework is out in a way where nobody else can duplicate that because they're never you and they don't have your stories. It's a very story focused campaign architecture. All right. So this is the documentation. I need to change the name on this one. And I'm going to add you guys to this. This is our 5-day ATM cohort 4. So this is February 24th through the 28th. And I'll add you guys a name to it. And this is where y'all are going to do all of your work. Every single day, you're going to be referring back to this particular document because literally every single one of your templates is in here. And if you're also not making sure that you put your stuff in here, I'm not going to be able to actually effectively give you feedback. So when you create a document, all of our templates for everything we're doing are right up here. There are 6 areas of the program. They're all right up here at the top. I'm sorry, 5 areas of the program on this document. They're all right up here at the top. This yellow row, this row number 3, this contains all of your program templates. There is no need for you to try to work ahead. I promise. We're going to get to everything because you'll find yourself doing a lot of double work if you start working ahead and you don't have the context from us actually going through and walking through some stuff. Everything also builds on top of each other, which is why it says 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4. So I don't want you to try to work ahead because you're going to end up just, again, having a lot of double work. So Algenoy, your progress partner is going to be Pat. Don't worry about what this means. It's just a quick check-in. I'll explain all this later. Pat, your progress partner is going to, I'm sorry, John, your progress partner is going to be Algenoy. Pat, your progress partner is going to be John. All right. Now, these templates, one thing is very important. When you create your templates, I want you guys to make sure that you do file, make a copy, and then you need to share that template with me. So my email address is stovall.t@gmail.com, and you need to always make sure that your templates are viewable for everybody. I'm going to show you what I mean. So we're going to open up this template right here. Each one of these, you'll create it for yourself. All right. So you're not gonna ask for edit privileges on the template. I'm not gonna give it to you. What you need to do is create your own for each stage of the program. So we're gonna hit File, make a copy. You will update the name. Don't just save it like this, like copy of 5-day and don't name it. This is meant so that you can always find this later with clear naming convention. So you're going to delete the part that says copy. And then you're going to put in your first name, last name, and then save this inside of your Google Drive folder for this program. So with that being said, I want all of y'all now to go to Google Drive. So go to drive.google.com and create a folder specific for the 5-day ATM program so that every bit of work that we do is logged inside that folder. The documents that we're working on are going to start to add up very quickly. And if we don't get this done, you're gonna find yourself on day 2, day 3. What did I name that thing? And where is it at? And I got a duplicate over here, and it's just gonna waste time. So I want to get this done now. Let me know when y'all are done.
Cool.
I even had a naming convention for y'all. Yeah. Could have given y'all that now. Everybody done? All right, cool. I didn't realize that this is not posted in the chat. I had too many characters. All right, so we should have our Facebook groups now, Facebook folders now. I want you to go ahead and on one file, so that'll make sure that everybody has this down pat. I want y'all to create your special offer details document and drop it directly in here. Excuse me. So that's going to be in column H. Click the link here. And somebody is not in. I should see 3 icons here in the document. So somebody go ahead and log in. File, make a copy, and drop your link right inside of here. And once you're done naming it and all that.
Let me see where this is.
Wait, say that again, because
So cell H3, I want you to make a copy of this template, make it your own, so update the name, etc., and then share the document right here inside of the row that is aligned to you. So Pat, you'll share in this cell. John, you'll share in this cell. Algernon, you'll share in this cell. This is column H, item 3, H3. You're going to just make a copy of this. It's your template, and rename it and share the link.
H3.
Pat, you clear?
yeah, I'm copying the link, right?
No, you are
Oh.
making so watch me. File, you're going to open it up first. You're going to make a copy. This is you making your own template. Every one of these templates are designed for you to implement your information. So you need to open it up, file, make a copy, update the name. Once you're done updating the name and all that, save it in your Google Drive folder. And then you're going to share the link for it inside of the proper cell. Just make sure that you share it as viewable for whoever has the link so that everybody in the program can see it. All right, John, I see you got yours here. Let me open it up. Make sure our sharing privileges are correct. All right, Pat, do me a favor. Can you share your screen? Because I see you having some struggle over there. We'll make sure we get through it.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Oh, hold on. Okay. So this is,
All right, go ahead, file. Make a copy. Update the name.
but I did that already. See, the name is already up there.
Okay.
I already made a copy.
All right,
This
got it.
is-
Hit share. Go back to that document. Hit share on the right side, that button. No, hit share.
Okay,
All right, stovall.t@gmail. You want to share with me directly.
okay, wait, hold on. Stovall,
He's at the bottom there.
okay.
See him?
No,
He was
yeah.
there in a minute. He was there.
Okay. It's
before Christine.
populating automatically. So STOVAL.
Mhm.
It's not, hold on. I'm not sure why it's,
If you
let me
hit,
try it.
there you go. There we go.
And let's see.
This one here.
Yes. There we go.
Okay.
All right. Make me, so for all y'all, make sure to make me an editor because you want me to be able to like go through if I'm working at 2 a.m., which on some days I'm going to be looking at your stuff when y'all not even up. I don't want to have to message you and say, or miss the window because it was on view and not on edit. All right. So go ahead and send that. All right. Now hit share again.
Okay.
So now you shared it with me. Now go down to where it says restricted.
Okay.
Change those permissions to anyone with link so that your fellow program participants copy that link.
Link copied.
Great.
Okay.
Now go back to our shareable document and drop your link in on your row. Yep, right there.
And just paste it.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay.
Algenoy, we're missing your document. All right, you can stop
Right.
sharing that.
And you are on the special offer. Where's the under what?
All right, share your screen, brother. Move this much faster.
Gotcha.
Algenoy said, I'm out of here. All right.
Oh, no.
That leave button is real touchy. Real touchy.
Oh, no.
I'm like, this part right here is, yeah. Anyway, let me
So
just.
y'all might wonder why I go to this level of specificity. It's something as simple as just doing a Google share, and I know all y'all know how to do it, but whenever you're doing a program, and I think of fulfillment the same way I think of sales. A lot of times people will talk about their program. I'm a big fan of show, don't tell. Don't tell me about it. Show me the screen. Walk me through clicking it because people will say all day long, yep, I understand. Yep, I got it. And then we're all doing a lot of stuff. And you find out that, wait a minute, they didn't grab the wrong link. They all are doing it where it's view only and it's supposed to be editable. So sometimes I found that it just works much better to actually do it in real time, especially at the beginning of a program or in the sales process. Show them the page they're going to buy from. Go on the screen, click around, scroll them down so they just have a visual of all aspects of it. So I treat all of the steps in the process, fulfillment, onboarding, sales, exactly the same way. I just try to make it as simple as possible and nobody have to imagine any part of the process. I want you to see it in real time, and that just simplifies things for folks. I would have thought Algernon would be back on by now. There he is.
I thought he was following me when he was doing that, but because only person I saw in there was John. So
Algernon.
Yeah,
Oh, we
somehow
had a
my
device
computer
that
went.
died.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go to the document. Da-da-da-da.
All right, share your screen if you can. Are you wait, are you trying to do this on your phone?
Yeah, because my computer, something's wrong
Gotcha.
with my connection.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna tell you what, when you get back to your computer or either offline, because it's gonna be significantly slower on your phone, we'll just
Okay.
come back around and I'll do this. So don't worry about it. We're gonna keep it moving. I'll just get you tightened up a little bit later.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, cool. Okay, let me go back to the agenda here. Everybody now is on that document. Does anybody have any questions about, excuse me, about this Google Sheet here and what the purpose of it is, how to use it? All your templates are here. Day by day, you're going to be updating this so that I can give you feedback. Is anybody unclear about what we're doing with this?
I don't know that I'm unclear. I just want to know. I want to be clear. There's a checklist or something I'm supposed to be doing every single day. So I know what that is. Maybe that's coming up. So
Yeah. So every day you're going to have a clear agenda. You're going to have a clear recap email and I'm going to tell you exactly what to focus on that day and nothing else. You will have no confusion about what exact steps to take at the end of each day, in between each session. And if you ever got confused by where we're at, this sheet goes from left to right and it's numbered. So the first thing we're focusing on is special offer preparation. There's nothing for you to do with respect to hot list until you have done special offer preparation. The way that you know that you're good, there should be nothing on the left that's red before you move to the right. So when you get done with each one of these items, when you make your copy here and you drop it in, this cell turns green. And then you say, this is complete. And when you do this thing, this cell turns green. And when you finish this document, then you mark it complete. So there's no way to confuse. Left should be green before you move to the right. And if you got anything that's red, it's missing and you need to do it. That's the simplest way. But I'm going to give y'all every day. There's no confusion about what you should be working on next. No need to work for it at all. All right.
Last question on this,
Yes.
maybe. By when are you gonna send it? Because I'll be working at 2 a.m. too. So like, let me know. You can let me know that later.
So just so we're clear, I'm gonna go back to the agenda. In the agenda, which you already have the homework. So your homework is already in the agenda each day, and you'll get us an email after our call that lets you the same thing that's here. The only reason that I send that too is because sometimes, depending on the group and what we focus on, we might go heavier on offer one day, and I might say, you know what, we're gonna spend another 45 minutes here. We'll do this other thing tomorrow, so that the schedule can be dynamic. So I'm always going to send a recap as well. But your homework is right here inside your agenda every day. Any other questions?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. And y'all feel free to ask anything. There are no crazy questions. I don't have any issue with going into as much detail because the details are what matters. We're not glazing over anything in this program because we want to make sure everybody gets out the gate. All right. Next item here is utilizing the masterclass action guide. All right, so everybody inside of Kajabi, go ahead and open up your masterclass action guide section. It should be this one right here. So Cash Machine Masterclass Action Guide, click in there. And once you go inside, there's going to be, excuse me, a link for you to click to actually download this. All right, so it should look just like this. You click this link, open it up. And this is a great structure for y'all to use to be able to keep track of your notes on the program. If you went through the masterclass, you already have one of these. John, I still added it to your profile in Kajabi. And when you scroll down to the bottom, you'll find that it's got a really great structure of day by day for each of the campaign elements. You got a place to drop your notes in. All right. And so we're going to walk through the 6 campaign elements. And each day we're going to be going deep dive on different aspects of it and tightening up each one of y'all's programs step by step. But you're going to have some insights that are really useful for you as you go through it, things that you're going to want to hold on to beyond this campaign. And so I recommend that as you have some of those aha moments that you may want to use next campaign or for another offer that's not even related to this, log those notes here specific to each one of the campaign elements that they relate to, and you'll get a lot more value out of the program. Okay? So if you haven't opened this up, go ahead and open it. You can download it. It is an editable PDF, but I recommend that y'all use this. Everybody got access to it? John, Pat? Okay.
I'm logging back in on my other computer now, so I should be back good to go.
All right, cool. When you get in, you're going to go to this section called Cash Machine Masterclass Action Guide. This is where you're going to download this. This is an editable PDF. I recommend you keep all of your notes for the program in this document, all your insights as we go step by step through it, and you'll be able to utilize this for other campaigns.
Recording in progress.
All right. Moving here. All right, next step is, got our folder, we got our masterclass action guide. Expectation setting. All right, so a few things that are really important. We do this as y'all. I am going to be doing this with y'all in real time. So y'all are going to actually see me, just like y'all, going through a launch for my replay vault of the different video recordings that I've done in the past. So I'm gonna make sure that y'all see all of the insights as we go through the process day by day, so it's really relevant and real for you, and you can actually see this process is exactly what I use in real life for my own offers, my clients, my customers, my partners, and y'all are going to be doing the same. The time commitment here is 3 to 5 hours per day inside the build phase. And that includes these calls. So these calls are a couple hours. You're going to have some homework every night, and you can expect that if you're doing this and you're spending the amount of time that you need, you're going to spend somewhere outside of the call of 1 to 3 hours per day, depending on you and how you think and how you work, every day working on this stuff. It's going to take that time. This is not a challenge. This is a full scale launch campaign. All right. So I just want to anchor that expectation of setting your time aside. Your daily homework, make sure that you stay up to date. Again, it gets difficult if you get left behind. Make sure that you ask questions early and often. And about asking questions, this piece right here, this is your place, and this is in the chat as well. This is the place where you submit your questions. onlineluminary.com/5day ATM-questions. You can also find the link to this on the shareable tracker. All right, so I'm going to go back here. If you scroll to the right, there's this, you can find this link to the questions right here. Okay, this is on your tracker. It's also in the chat that I just gave you. Anytime you've got questions, drop them in here. Why? I want them to be chronicled in a way where every single time somebody submits something, it becomes a running FAQ for other people. And I can also easily then take those questions and then I answer them either inside of the Facebook group, inside of the appropriate thread where you should have posted it, or where I'll post the answers, or I'll answer them live in the group in real time. Sometimes it's not going to make sense for me to do it live. It's just easier for me to do it in the group. And so that just depends on what the question is. When you submit a question, it looks just like this. You're going to drop your email, your name, and ultimately it's going to ask you which day of the program that you're in. If it was today, you would say I'm on build day 1. If it was tomorrow, you'd be on build day 2. And then second week is launch. And then which area of the program? Is it hot list? Is it on your launch announcement? Is it on your special offer? Is it on your campaign stories? So I try to give y'all a very clear view to be able to communicate. And then if you got one question or you got more, you can just hit the plus button if you've got multiple questions. If you've got any attachments that you need me to see, a screenshot, right? Whatever it might be, a document, add all that stuff. And to the best of my ability, I'm going to be answering your questions very quickly before we get to the next day's training, depending on what time you submit it. But when you send your questions, always just ping me too. Just let me know, like, hey, I just submitted a question, just as a best practice. I do get alerts when they come in, but just so I know for sure, just let me know if you submitted a question. Anybody got any questions about how or where you submit questions, where to find the link to it? Y'all clear? All right, cool beans. Let's move to the next thing. Right. We can cover this first thing in the morning. Our progress partner. That is not really relevant for today. Daily homework, yep. Okay, let's get into the 6 core elements of your 5-day ATM offer campaign. And y'all can, if you've already downloaded your masterclass action guide, you can begin to fill that out right up here. So these 6 elements right here. Okay, element number 1 is offer. Element number 2 is evidence. 3 is environment, invitation, presentation, and management. We are going to be walking through each one of these in detail and building out all aspects of your offer inside of these 6 buckets. So if you were putting this inside of your spreadsheet, go just like this. My Zoom screen's in the way. You can just drop your information in and then save it. All right. So that's how this works. Now let's talk about offer. High level, your offer, when you go into that document, this is the one that y'all just created, the duplicate of. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to fill in this Google Sheet with all the details, that's your Google Doc with all the details about your offer. So Pat, John, open up your document. And Algenoy, if you haven't created yours yet, it seems like you're back on your computer.
Yeah, I've created it. I was just looking and I pulled up the shareable document, 5 ATM participants, Google
Share
tracking
your
sheet.
screen real quick so I can make sure you're on the same page, and then I know we all got our docs created.
All
Pat,
right.
go ahead and open yours. John, open yours. And Algenoy, share your screen, and then I'll walk you through anything left to make sure we're on the same page.
And this is
All right, open up the document.
this the document here?
No, you're on the wrong slide, the wrong tab. So go to the tab that says at the bottom, cohort 4, 224.
Got it. Okay.
All right, go ahead and click in H3. Open that document in cell H3.
H3, H3.
Yep, there you go. Open that one up.
Yeah, I copied the document already, but where do I?
All right, go to the document.
That's what? Okay.
If you've already copied it, go to the copy that you've already made.
Oh, okay. It's out the way. There it is.
All right, I want you to click where it says restricted.
Uh-huh.
Turn that to view only. Again, every single one of these documents, when you create them, turn it to view only so everybody can see it, and make sure that you share with me as an editor. Change that to anyone with a link. That makes it everybody can see it. Hit copy. Done. Now go back to the document. The shareable. Yep. All right, drop your link in there.
Drop it.
Yep. Right next to your name, on the row with your name. There we go. Good to go. All right, so you can go ahead and excuse me, and close that.
Oh.
Perfect. All right. So John, I'm on your document and it says this file is currently in spam. It's weird. I'm gonna just remove that. I don't know what happened there. Remove that. All right. What y'all should do is basically, for this document, drop in all the details that are related to your offer. So we just worked out a bunch of specific details for all of y'all. I want y'all to fill all of this in. Your full price, your special offer price, it's me, deliverables, etc. So John, let me see if I can grab some of yours. And
Yeah,
Pat,
did
now
it.
you know I'd be filling in yours in real time right now.
That's what I'm gonna do. Right?
Say that again.
Okay.
If you look back in the chat, all of your details for each one of y'all should be in there. Just go ahead and take a minute, fill those in. Let me check on each one of y'all's sheets. Okay, Algernoy, yours is good now. Let me pop into your document. All right, Algernoy, I don't see anything in yours. You filling it in? Perfect. Okay. And Pat, you got yours done? You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. So I'm putting in the full price, special price, I'll pop in all the deliverables and all that. Can you see it or?
I was looking at Algenoids. I'm gonna pop
Okay, no,
in.
okay, no problem.
Okay, so what y'all should definitely have in there for now is full price, special price. We haven't talked through the free bonuses. Excuse me. We haven't talked through upgrades. You should have your terms because we talked through the terms. Your fulfillment mechanism for how and where you're going to fulfill the offer, you should know that. And your checkout page, we'll talk about that in a minute. But all the details we have so far, get them in there, and then y'all let me know when we're finished. And then we're going to start talking about the offer in a little bit more detail. Just drop done in the chat once you're complete, so I know. Good. John is done. Pat is done. Algernoy, you just about complete? All right, perfect. Okay, we got full price. We got special offer price. Algernoy, make sure you drop your terms, your fulfillment mechanism in there as well. Okay. Next piece. Who wants to talk through the offer details for your offers? John, I'm gonna volunteer you. I'm gonna volunteer you since I told you earlier we were going to talk about your stuff. Now, for each one of y'all, the context as we're walking through this is be listening and be working on your offer as I'm talking with John about his, so that we're not wasting any time. I'm coaching all of you when I'm coaching one of you. So don't be sitting back and just listening. Be actually working on your offer in the context of me working with whoever I'm working with. So, John, do me a favor and drop the URL for the $6 book funnel directly onto this page. And I'm gonna give you a place to drop it. URL right here at the top. Perfect. All right. So let me go ahead. Let's go to it.
Make it clickable.
I think that we got to edit this.
Oh,
It's all good.
got a couple of extras.
Yeah, we'll just change this up real quick. Boom. Okay, power
It's
mode.
taking forever.
You use Kartra?
Of course.
Yeah, sometimes Kartra can be a little bit sluggish. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, that didn't open.
Book.com. Let's see.
Maybe I'll do it. Maybe no HTTP and stuff. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give you the full link. Oh, you got it.
Cool. Yeah, I removed the S on it.
Yeah.
All right, so here is the landing page. And what we're selling here is we're selling a $6 ebook. So this is basically this is a low ticket SLO funnel, right? It's a
Yes.
offer meant to be able to run ads at volume, get people in, and they buy this and then they upgrade to the real offer that comes after this, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm looking at this and full sales page, and I watched the video. I looked at all of this yesterday. Let me see how long this is. See if we can clear it.
What I'm about to show you might make Silicon Valley's AI experts.
It's 3 minutes, so I'm gonna play it.
Because this book completely destroys their biggest lie, that small businesses need expensive consultants and paid subscriptions to succeed with AI. The AI Power Move Blueprint reveals something the tech elites don't want you to know. It's the street smart way to use AI that helps regular business owners save 15 plus hours every week and cut costs by 40% without any technical expertise. And here's why this matters. I went from facing bankruptcy and selling used books on eBay to building an operation that processed over 270,000 transactions and outperformed tech giants like Dell. How? By focusing in on practical solutions that actually work, not fancy theories. The same approach is what got me invited to work with Fortune 500 companies like Verizon, American Express, and FedEx. They had all the expertise and all the AI systems that money could buy. But you know what surprised them the most? The simple, practical methods I use work better. Let me show you some real world examples. A wedding photographer cut her email response times from 30 minutes to 5 minutes while making responses more personal. A local bakery doubled their special orders using AI enhanced descriptions. A landscaping business increased revenue by 35% while reducing administrative work. Instead of trying to turn you into a tech expert, this little book right here gives you practical fill in the blank frameworks for exactly what to do in your specific business. So today only, you can get the AI Power Move Blueprint for just $6. And here's everything you're going to get. You're going to get the complete AI Power Move Blueprint, which is 130 pages of battle-tested frameworks and step-by-step implementation. Plus the 90-day implementation roadmap, which is a week-by-week action plan with milestone checklists to help you implement and shortcut your success. The total value is $344, but your investment today is just $6. Plus, if you order in the next 15 minutes, you'll also get instant access to my Mastering Dolly and ChatGPT Graphics Masterclass, showing you how to create professional business visuals using AI. I'm backing this with my Street Smart guarantee. If you don't find at least 10 hours of time saving in your first week, I'll give you 100% of your money back, no questions asked. Click the button below, get started. This special offer won't last, and every day you wait is another day you're stuck doing business the hard way.
Okay. So my questions for you, number one, are who is the I need to catch everybody up. So what I asked John yesterday were a few questions. I asked him, were the testimonials that I saw, were these AI testimonials, or were they real people? And he said, well, these are AI, but not dissimilar from his actual clients. But I could tell that they were AI, right? So I wanted to ask about that. And I also know that John has worked with a number of real people. So I'm always going to say, like, let's use the real people versus the AI, because some people are just going to say, something just seems a little bit off. Some people are going to go and actually research this person, like I did. M. Rodriguez, Terra Verde Landscapes. I went to Google and I researched, is this a real person? And I couldn't find them. So I know you got real people. I would say actually use the real people. The 50 people who've gone through your program, your group training, do you have any testimonials from them?
No.
Okay.
Well, yes and no. I know I'm always on the fence,
Okay.
but I don't have the videos. And of course, all of those they're not my testimonials because they come from the group I train with. So they're mostly inside of TSP. So,
they learn from you, right?
oh yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they might say, Coach John from TSP taught me, or that's how it comes off.
Okay. Well, at the end of the day, what I know about, because I'm in TSP too, and I know that everybody loves you. So if you reach out to anybody and say, hey, would you mind giving me a quick testimonial about my coaching of you? It doesn't matter whose program it was in. What matters is they learned from you.
Right.
So that's all I'm really concerned about. The folks who went through it, can you think of 3 people that like would be your perfect person? You loved working with them. They were coachable and they also got the benefit, like they actually produced a great outcome consistent with the types of folks you'd want to work with in the future.
Yes.
All right, give me one of those folks. It doesn't matter
I
whether you
can't.
use their real name or not. Like that doesn't.
Oh, okay. It's M. Rodriguez from
Okay.
Terra Verde Landscaping.
Okay. So
But
they're,
yeah,
but are they a
okay.
landscape company?
No. So yeah, I've got one that's let's see.
Yeah, just give me everything except for their name if you
Yeah,
weird about
yeah. I'm trying to see which okay, here we go. Doesn't say what they do though.
Well,
Course strategy.
I want it to be three people. You know what they do, right?
Yeah, I
Love
know.
working with them, and you know how they implemented it. I don't want to
Oh,
be.
okay. All right. So one writes, you call it grant writing.
Is this the best one? Is your favorite one?
Well, they're all my favorites. I think my favorite one would definitely be a medical professional.
Okay, so they were a medical professional.
Right.
What
Just in
kind of
terms
medical
of,
professional
say
specifically?
it again.
What kind of medical professional specifically? What they do?
I mean, they're a doctor that teach other doctors how to maximize profits.
Okay, so they're
A
a
medical,
doctor who
yeah,
also they do consulting and coaching
right.
other doctors. Okay, so that's a practitioner who like coaches other practitioners. That would be the through line for me.
Yep.
So what specifically did you love about working with them?
Just action. She could take action very quickly. Got a team, spins it up. So when I make a recommendation, the next week it's up and running, and it's like, okay, here's what we got in terms of results.
Got it. So this person is a business owner who's an expert, who's a practitioner, who trains others as a consultant, and they have a team that implemented the AI for them. They didn't necessarily do it themselves. They could hand it off to be implemented, right?
They, I mean, they know enough so that they take it, work it out, and then they put it to the team to expand it and implement it.
Got it. The clarifying point that I'm looking for is beyond them think so they had to say, okay, where do I want to use this in a business? How do I want to use it? I got that. The
Yep.
actual doing of it, did they once they mapped
No,
it?
they actually did it.
So
They
they did
can
it.
actually do it.
Okay. So they actually did it and then they handed it off to the team to go do
Right.
work,
Yeah.
like manage it.
Yeah, pretty much. Or to multiply it and make
Okay.
it work across multiple areas inside of their different disciplines inside of their business.
Okay, got it. So if I'm hearing you right, you help them first clarify exactly where to use it in the business, how to use it in the business. Once they had that blueprint on paper, they could then hand that off to their team, and their team went out and amplified everything.
Yep.
Okay. What were the areas of the business specifically that you worked on them with? Because what I noticed in here was I went through every page and I saw that there's a lot of different stuff we can do, but I don't think I ever saw where you said we go to work putting in AI on in these 6 areas of your business. I
Yeah,
don't,
you got the old version.
huh?
You got the old version of the book. So
No, not the
yeah.
book. I'm talking about your
Oh,
videos on your
I'm
page,
sorry.
your content.
Okay.
Does that
So
go anywhere on the content?
I mean the content preceded the program.
Gotcha.
Is that what you're asking? For this video, this landing page, all of that preceded the actual program that I'm putting together.
I got
It's
it.
like even the book.
Okay.
So I'm working backwards.
That's fine. That's totally fine. The program that you're putting together is the most current version of how you're communicating the half day intensive, for example. Is that on that page? Because I did look at that page too.
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at that page. What's the link there? Because I skipped
Uh
what I'm talking about on that one.
yeah. Go in here.
And you could just drop it directly on your same offer page too. So I'm just going to do URL. I'm going to say Power Move Book. This is the landing page. It's right here. Okay, this is our ebook. And then this is the After that is going to be the upsell page.
So
It's from the half-day intensive.
I have so many tabs open.
And that half-day intensive, if I remember right, was 197, right, John?
Oh, hold on. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
That half-day
Uh,
intensive was 197, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's the page.
Okay, perfect. You just dropped it in?
Yes. Did it work?
Yeah, I think it did. I'm just moving stuff around.
Oh, no, that's the here you're in next page. Sorry. That's the you're in page. Let's
Okay.
go one more time.
I'm gonna add that one too, because that's the
Yeah,
next page after the funnel. So this is after
confirmation,
this is after I buy the
the
half day.
upsell.
Okay. So this is
So you might not ever saw that because that would be after you buy the workshop. All right, wait, this is the upsell page.
so confirmation page. It's gonna be this one right here for the half day intensive.
Yeah. Okay, have luck upsell page. There's the upsell page.
Okay, great.
That worked.
Let's open that one up. Okay, great. Yes, this is after I've purchased the $6 ebook. Now I get sent here.
All right. Now
Or
that one's
you could have
longer.
me personally
Oh.
guide you through implementing
Right.
everything in the book and just
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
All right. Now you gotta wait. You gotta wait 30 seconds before the other part pops up, but that's okay.
Okay. So the thing that I was left with, and the reason I'm asking you about who is the avatar, excuse me, is if I'm the person who, I thought about myself going through this. I landed on the $6 ebook, and what I saw was 130 pages of this. And I saw like a bunch of templates for that. And I saw all of this time, and I'm thinking, man, AI is supposed to make it simpler. I don't want to read anything. Like I want it done fast. And so and I think a lot of people are lazy, right? A lot of people just want the thing. I think that the offer is not the $6 ebook selling up to like the half day intensive. I think the offer is actually selling directly into the session where you're going to show them exactly what to do in real time. Excuse me. I think that's the offer. And it actually gets done in real time, because I don't want to read a 130-page ebook to then learn how to do AI. And maybe I get it right. I want John to show me in real time the 6 areas in business, all the promises that you made about the intensive, all of that stuff was what I wanted to hear for the actual first offer. So if you offered me that for $497 and I buy that, on the back end of that, you give me a bump, right? As a free bonus, or you can charge for it a $21 ebook. That's everything that you just said. All the stuff that you promised with the book is all the stuff that can be promised with a half day intensive. And I think it's a much better fit for the offer. I would pay $497 for that, no problem. And on top of it, I get the free book. And if I want to upgrade from there, maybe you give me a membership. Because remember that when you and I talked in Atlanta, I was like, what's your perfect offer, John? And we worked it out. It would be where you get to unbox a new AI tool every single week. You get to basically tell people how to utilize this AI tool inside of their business. And the third piece is, if people have Q&A about how to do it when they're trying to do it, you coach them on it in real time. In a group training format, you don't have any curriculum to deliver. You don't have anything to do but play around with new AI tools every week, and have people pay for a membership where they get to learn how to do something new in their business every time. You could actually launch that membership as a free bonus add-on to this special offer, where you put a value on it for the year, $97 per month times 12. So a value of an additional $1,200. I'm going to give you a year long inside of this membership that then gives you your group that you can launch to. So when you launch this thing, now you already have 50 members in it for you to do something you would enjoy doing anyway. Now you got all the momentum to launch this group. And when you then go and launch the membership for people to just watch you do the unboxing, you can say, listen, y'all, I haven't even launched this thing. I've got 75 people already in this group that are excited. Here's what it looks like. Now you have videos from you actually doing these things, because you would do this anyway, right? You enjoy doing it. So instead of unboxing with nobody on, now you got a captive audience who you can unbox to, and you've got a launch audience who you can get videos from when you're ready to launch that program separately. Do you get what I'm saying?
When you say to launch which program separately?
What I'm talking about is I'm going to call it the unboxing membership. So like unboxed AI, right? I could
Okay, so you're saying I'm selling this, giving them the membership free.
I'm giving them the membership for Unboxed AI free, because
Right.
that's the one that you really want to do.
And
And
then I'm going to have people in it already
yes,
when I actually launch it. Got it.
yes, yeah, because you would do this anyway, right? You love unboxing AI. So if you can have a captive audience who you unbox to, that you can leverage as the membership where there's already momentum. When people go to log in the first time, they're like, oh, it's 50, 60 people on these calls. This looks like something that's really valuable already. Now, when you go to launch that, you've got clear momentum, right? And then for the people who are buying this offer now, if you're giving them a full year or 3 months, it doesn't matter. You're giving them access to a whole other free membership when they buy this thing. Not only do I get the intensive where I'm going to implement AI, but you need to limit it across these 5 areas of my business: operations, marketing, whatever it's going to be. Like, we're going to do it in these core areas, and this is what you're going to leave with. So I get that. I get the book, I get the videos, and I get this whole other membership for $497. This is starting to look real valuable. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I think you can actually position this, where instead of selling $6 things and hoping you get the upsell, sell the whole thing, include the $6 thing, or do it as a $21 ebook bump. Now our average ticket value is $500-600 instead of hoping for $6 plus a little bit extra.
Mhm.
What do you think?
I've thought about it.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it this way totally, but I had thought about it the other way before.
Now, if I can ask some very tangible questions. Oh, y'all, it's 2:07, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all will find that, like, when I do these calls, I regularly will stay on longer once we get into the work. If y'all have to go, it's fine. We are recording this, and you're going to have access to the recording later on the day after it gets done rendering. But I always, for the most part, end up going over, because if more people want questions, I'm going to keep going. So I might be 30 minutes, 45, just to let y'all know I keep going until we get this work done. So I just want to give y'all that caveat. You will have access later if you can't stay. Go ahead, John.
Now, I was going to say, I would do it for this 5-day launch. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I got a couple other qualifying questions about this. Over the half-day intensive, if we're going to move that up to be the main offer now, you made some very specific promises on the video for that. You said you're going to leave that day with XYZ implemented. And I thought to myself, these are some hardcore promises. That means that we can't do everything. That means that you got to have a handful of areas that we're implementing across, or else that you can't make that promise. So what are those areas? Because you didn't say it in the video.
Right. I got them somewhere here. Let's see.
So I'm going to start making notes directly inside of your document here.
You said do not.
No, I'm going to start making notes is what I'm just letting you know as we're working through this.
Okay. So introduction. Okay. So what do you want to know? Like, so it's like creating a business introduction template.
What
that
I want
what
to do
you're-
first, high level, is what are the buckets that you cover? Marketing, whatever the buckets are, what are all
Okay,
the main categories of business that we cover?
Okay, so system setup Is that what you mean? Like the
Okay.
systems that they're gonna use? We're gonna set that up.
I really mean the areas of business. So you're
Areas.
already down into the AI tools and setting up those tools. What I want to start with is the logical progression for me is going to be, Thomas, we're going to cover three core areas of your business. I'm going to show you stuff for marketing, for sales, and for your day-to-day team management. We're going to implement four tools for marketing, and that's going to cover your email copywriting. That's going to cover your social media scripting. That's going to cover your social media calendar setup. So, like, that's where I'm going. I want to know the buckets first, the areas of business we're going to cover. Then I want to know the things we're going to cover in those businesses. Then I want to know what the tools are, not the names of them, what the tools will do in those areas. That's where I'm going.
I'm gonna put this in here and then I'm gonna let you massage it. How about that?
That's cool.
It's because let's do that. And then we'll get it in that kind of framework.
That works. All right. Welcome and setup. So hour one, hour two, hour three, hour four. Scale, focus, advanced systems, custom workflow, privacy and ethics, implementation, integration, optimization, team training. That's train on that. System integration, creating your social. Okay, there we go. Customer loyalty program, social media, progress.
Yeah, just look at the power move 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Customer response system. Okay, this seems like it's going to be the first.
Emails.
Okay. So this is emails.
Yep, it's emails and your introduction template, which is like how you would use it for your LinkedIn page or your Facebook profile, talking about your
Customer communication. We got emails. We've got, you said,
profile pages. Yeah, social profiles.
profile pages on social media.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that also means our social media posts.
Yeah, but that comes a little bit in the next hour.
So I'm not worried about the
But yes, it's in there.
format. I just want to get the categories for now. So inside of customer communication, we've got emails, profile pages on social media posts, and I'm going to say email content. So email copy, social media copy, and also what else is missing here? Email, social media pages, social media copy. What about ads? Any ad copy?
Yeah, you can touch onto it.
Okay.
I don't want to get too deep in ads,
Okay. I mean, there's no
but the
need.
copy of it, yes.
I'm not saying you need to add it in. I'm just asking what you already have planned. Because a lot of times we'll add more and we don't need it. So if this
Okay.
wasn't part of it, like don't feel the need to add.
No, it's, I mean, that definitely, because when you get into the products and the customer,
Okay.
it's all there.
So these four areas, are there anything else around outbound communication to customers that you cover?
No.
Okay. So my next questions are, if we're talking about email copy, logically what has to precede that is email strategy. So what do you cover that's going to have them have an effective strategy for the copy? Because like once upon a time when the microphone was invented, what we ended up with was a lot of people who sang bad, singing bad louder. Social media comes along, and now you can reach the world, but people who are poor at marketing are just louder doing bad marketing. It's not going to help them. So around the strategy, what's the process for making sure their strategy for email is on point?
So we get them to figure out what the top 10 questions are that people ask them in email, and we automate the responses.
Okay, got it. So what I can say is that there's a clear focal point for the strategy. So you walk them through strategy first, and then once we have, I'm just going to call this top tens. So this is like questions. So once we have the top 10 things people are asking, now we've got a clear copy strategy to feed. We're not just saying go make 10 emails about my industry. We're saying specific to your business, what are customers really asking? AI isn't just going out in general and creating something. This is unique to your business.
Right.
Different, right? So I'm listening for the differentiators between every company that's going to say, yeah, we'll have AI produce whatever, but is it unique to me, or is it just pulling off anything from the internet and giving me best practices? So email copy is going to be customer FAQ responses unique to my company. That's one thing. Anything else that you're going to do in email strategy that's going to give them very particular types of email that they're going to get produced.
I'm gonna think it through.
Okay.
I'll add it to this
All right, got you. So profile
for
page on
sure.
social is going to be LinkedIn. It's going to be IG. It's
Facebook,
going to be
yeah.
FB. So let me ask you, for these profile pages, what's your process for generating whatever the headline or whatever is going to be? Because, well, let me just ask you, what is the process for doing that?
It is identifying who our audience is and then the benefits that our product solve.
Got it. What's the tool that does this?
It's all in ChatGPT. Everything I'm doing here is ChatGPT.
Okay. So you've got a core set of questions that you're feeding to ChatGPT to land on the headline that's going to be most aligned with what I want in my business for my industry and my identity.
Yeah. I got a GPT that will identify who, you remember I gave you the customer profile.
Yep.
So we take that customer profile, massage it, of course, and then from that, we find all of the pain points that your product solves, and we use that to make the profile pages.
Okay. So this is a customer communication GPT. That's the first thing that we're giving them. And it's going to cover these. You're going to create GPTs for each one of these, right? It's not one for these. It's a custom GPT for email strategy, for
No, it's only one GPT to identify the target audience.
Got it.
That's the GPT.
And
And then once
GPT to do
right to do those.
Okay. So once we've got clarity on social media, then this is going to give us our social media copy.
Yep.
And they're going to be able to use this GPT however they want to use it, but you're going to walk them through a baseline implementation of these core things. And then beyond that, the GPT is installed in their business to use however they want to, but you've trained them how to do it, and you've modeled the first 5 or 6 areas to do it in.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. How many social media posts are we gonna give them right out the gate?
Yeah, 30 days.
Okay, 30 days. Social posts.
And then it'll show them how to do the rest of the year.
Got it. Okay. Show you how to calendar social posts for the remainder for the entire 12 months. And then up here, I can speculate that as it relates to email strategy, beyond just customer FAQs, we're also going to be able to put together like monthly email campaigns. Like
Absolutely.
activation stuff.
Yes.
So monthly email brand activation campaigns. And probably it will be good to make a promise here, because it's unlimited, but we want to ground it. We want to promise them their first campaign, their next 3 months. How do we want to do it?
We're going to give them a welcome campaign.
Okay, perfect.
Engagement and post payment. I guess that might be the welcome, but post purchase.
Okay. All right. So we're going to give them some foundational campaigns. And we're going to give them the welcome, going to give them their engagement, and they're going to give them purchase confirmation. All right. And how many
Re-engagement. I'm sorry, that's re-engagement.
Re-engagement, great. Approximately how many emails range for each one of these minimum?
3 to 5.
Okay, so this is going to be 3 to 5. Now, Algenoid, Pat, checking in with you. As I'm doing this work with John, are y'all listening in to the detail that I'm going in and starting to map this for your own offers? See Algenoid shaking your head. Yes, Pat?
Not exactly, no.
She
Okay.
already got hers.
That's where I want you to be listening from.
Pat is tight.
That's where I want you to be listening from as I'm going through this. Just begin to continue doing the work and redoing the work if you've already done some of this and listening newly for where you can add more meat on the bone to make it as laser beam specific and clear, every single thing that's included, and leave no gray space at all for people to have to wonder about it. Okay.
Oh.
Monthly email brand activation campaign. So this is actually, we're going to give at least one of these.
So are you saying in the email copy, you're going to be laying out all these things in the email? I mean, I know I might be moving ahead, but you're going to tell them all these things that they're going to get? That's not like a negative question. It's just like, it's a question.
What we're doing here is we're documenting all the things that we're going to give. We'll figure out how we want to frame the marketing narrative and the positioning later. What I want to do here is document every single line item that we're including in this offer.
Okay, because I'm putting it down. I guess I'll move the things and the free bonuses and all that. So I am capturing, I'll just move it or duplicate it to that other outcomes area. Yep.
Well, so the free bonus stuff, putting the free bonus stuff, the stuff that's in the core offer, that goes in the core offer. Free bonus stuff, there's a space for that down below. And you can bullet point that down here.
Okay, sounds
Yep.
good. All right.
Okay, John. So we've got, where did I put the campaign? Just move it. Yeah. So we've got a customer FAQ responses specific to my company. That's really valuable. We've got some foundational campaigns, welcome campaign, re-engagement, purchase confirmation. And then I've also got some monthly email brand activation campaigns. So I think at least 3, because we know ChatGPT is writing it. I say like 3 months worth would be really valuable right out the gate. They don't have to wonder what it looks like, because most people don't run campaigns. But when you do, that's like unlocked money. So let's say 3 months of campaigns. All right, cool. So that's our strategy. That's our email copy. We got our profile pages. We have social media copy, and we're going to do 30 days of social posts, show you how to calendar for the rest of the year. What promise are we making around ads? I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna leave this right now. I'm not convinced you need this. And like when you add in ads, it introduces another level of
That's
like
the same
complexity.
thing.
And I don't know that you need to promise this. Like you can promise all the organic stuff. Everybody's missing that anyway. So like you can start with organic and that's plenty.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna just leave ads in here, but I'm gonna just leave it struck through for now. Okay. That is our customer communication GPT. Are there any other GPTs that you're promising with this program?
Man, I have to go back and look, but I'd give them all to them. I can't even remember.
Okay, let me say this a different way.
GPTs.
Okay, we're not talking about what you give them access to in like a online course. We're talking about the 1-day intensive. You cannot implement everything in 1 day. So there's only the stuff that you can make sure that you do in 1 day. So is there anything outside of this? Because this is actually plenty. Or is there more stuff, more areas of business that you focus on?
Looking at it, that's all of it.
Got it.
Just because you got the email, you got the social, it's all the marketing stuff for.
Okay. So if that's the
That's
case,
a lot.
this is a marketing program. Everything we're doing is focused exclusively on, because what you said in the program is we're going to cover all these areas of business. In reality, what we're covering here, and this is not a good or bad thing. It's just like
Yeah.
we need to be clear. If you're struggling with marketing, particularly organic marketing, I'm going to give you an exact system that's going to cover your email strategy, your email copy for multiple campaigns across the foundational areas of your business. We're going to cover your social media headlines, your social media copy, 30 days of posts. This is all things marketing. This isn't sales, right? This is not really the follow-up. I guess we have one follow-up campaign,
Right.
but for the most part, this is all marketing, distinct from sales stuff. And let me give y'all the distinction for me, marketing from sales. Marketing for me is anything that is outbound that has somebody say, I'd like to know more about that, right? A post, an ad, a particular, I'm not going to call it an email yet because I'll tell you the distinction. A t-shirt, a hat, like anywhere where there's a message that has somebody say, I'd like to learn more about that. That for me is marketing. I am not selling to someone. They're not in my sales cycle until I have information from them that allows me to reach out to them directly. Until they give me an email address, a cell phone number, something that allows me to reach out right now directly to them, they're not in my sales cycle yet. So that's how I think about marketing versus sales. I think of emails as sales process. I don't think of emails as marketing because I already have their information. So that's like a little small distinction for how I think about and talk about marketing versus sales.
So then in the next component, then what about the like blog post? Is that whatever's once I've got them on list, now I need to move them to purchase. Is that sales?
Here's the way that I would think about what you just said. So the blog posts and stuff, I think about that more as like authority position.
Okay.
So putting out articles, blogs, putting together outreach packages to get featured as a guest on people's podcasts, that to me is authority positioning, which is
But
like
that's what
marketing,
that's the other part.
but it's distinct.
That's the other part. That's part two.
All right. So marketing and then authority positions. This is going to be, like we said articles. We said, so distinct from an article, there's like white papers. Then there is like your speaker outlines. Then there is requests for podcast features. Then there is requests for, I guess this could be speaker outline. No, it's different though. Speaker outline is distinct from requests for speaker features. So like workshops, boot camps, conferences, etc. Okay. So we got a good start here, John. We can fill in more,
Yeah.
but you see where I'm going with
That's
this.
good. No, that's good.
Yeah, the more detail we add, like it just gets our brain going. And now, unless you tell me, I can speculate that if you put this GPT in, I can use it for speaking. But if I'm not thinking about it and you don't say specifically marketing and separate from that, have you been wanting to speak? Have you been wanting to figure out how to position yourself as an authority in your space with articles, white papers? Do you know what your speaker outline needs to look like when you're reaching out to conferences that are local, regional, that can get you on stage and in front of your exact audience? We're going to make sure that all of that is implemented on the day of. $497, man,
Yeah.
this is starting to sound real good to have all of that at the end of the day.
Agreed.
All right, now let me check in real quick with Algernon and with Pat. Am I crazy, or is this sounding like a really good deal for somebody, like if you're an expert at the end of the day?
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think from a positioning standpoint, like we're all busy and most of us don't want to spend a whole lot of time doing new stuff? Would you be more likely to buy the $6 book that you got to go implement some stuff, or spend a few $100 on the day? And
I'll tell you, when I initially saw the offer, in my mind, I'm like, it seems like he knows so much. And the $6 really felt like an undervalue, or it made me question some things because it was so low. So shifting it to a higher value product, to me, it made me want to purchase it more. But because it was $6, it's something I may quickly just spend it, but the likelihood of me really reading the 130 pages for $6, I just felt like it was the $6 didn't feel congruent with what he was giving. So the shift to a higher product point or price point made sense to me.
What about you, Pat? You're a busy executive. I know you're using some AI. Would you rather learn about AI and figure out how to use it? Or would you rather pay a few $100 to get it done in one day?
Yeah, I need the immersion because the book's just going to sit on the shelf.
I can read.
I may pick up a few things and try to flip through the outline or something, the table of contents. But yeah, I probably won't even buy the book because it's just $6.
So, John, like, no truth here, but like you got a few people's perspectives. And I know for me, I used to be very opposed to low ticket offers as I felt like it would bring in the wrong audience. But I think there is a way to do it in a way where it can be really effective, excuse me, when positioned the right way. And I think that in this particular case, like I like using low ticket $7 things for like a sneak peek into my membership group, a 7-day all access pass, and run ads to that or send it out to my email followers, subscribers, and they can pay $7 to peek behind the red curtain and see how I get down for 7 days. But that requires you already have your membership going, you already have stuff happening. So when you launch your AI unboxing membership from people buying this, now you got momentum on that thing already. You can launch that with a $7 7-day access pass. Hey man, we're rocking and rolling. We have 60 people in the group. They're getting great benefit. If you want to get 7-day access to be able to hop on one of the calls, see what it's like, $7, 7 days. And if you want to upgrade after that, great. If not, you would have gotten a free lesson from me for $7. That's the way I like to use the low ticket.
I dig it.
Okay. Let's
That's
see.
very helpful.
2:30. So this feels on point so far, John?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Excellent. Let me check back on our calendar, see how we're doing in terms of things I wanted to cover. This gave us a deep dive into the offer part, which was important for me that y'all see how I think about the details. It really is about these details. And every day between now and Wednesday, we're going to keep working on offer. So y'all going to do some work. You're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to work some more and work some more. We mostly won't have offer done, flat, and complete until probably end of day on Wednesday. Because once we get the offer, we're going to start working on the bonuses. Then we're going to start working on what's the upsell to increase our average order value. And every time we add something new, you're going to see something about the offer like, oh, I could have added that. I could have added that. So just know it's not flat and you're going to keep working on it. All right. Cash collection. Excuse me. How and where are your customers going to pay? John, they're going to pay on Kartra? I'm assuming
Yes.
that's where I paid. Okay. So that's taken care of. Algenoy, where are your customers going to pay you for this offer?
Historically, I've submitted an invoice and they submit it to the district and I get a physical check.
Got you. We want to set up something that removes the friction and allows them to put their card down and pay, because the price point that you selected is basically like you selected that $5,000 because it's a low enough price point where an individual administrator who can cut a check can make that purchase without having to get any additional authority, since this is B2B. So if that dollar amount is $5,000, we also want them to be able to buy it on that day without needing to reach back out to you, and you got to send them something, and now they got more time, they need to think about it. We want to just have a paying structure. So do you use Stripe or anything like that?
No, I just use the QuickBooks invoice and you take the credit cards from there, but no.
Got it. I've never used QuickBooks for an offer. What is it? It's just like click a button and pay. You're not going to be able to include the offer stuff. Do
Yeah.
me a favor. What I want
Uh-huh.
you to do is I want you to set up a Stripe account, because if you're going to be selling online, you probably
Uh-huh.
want to have something other than QuickBooks as you go down the line anyway. So go to stripe.com, excuse me, set up a Stripe account. It's free to set up. You'll just add in your business information. You've been around for a while, so that won't be an issue. And you'll be able to set up a payment page that's just going to be a little bit more, not so just logistical like QuickBooks. You'll be able to add a little bit more detail and pretty it up a little bit.
Got it.
All right, so make sure you get that set up between today and tomorrow. This is a small thing, but so often we're setting up offers, we wait until the end to figure out how we're going to get this money. And all the time, you'll find that a button doesn't click right or something that isn't working. We got to start at the end of the process and know for our offers where we're going to accept them, create the landing page. So by tomorrow, excuse me, you're going to have homework to create your actual checkout page for the offer. Doesn't matter whether all your offer details are perfect. I just want the page and the link done so that there's no confusion later in the week about where you're going to do this software, that software, because inevitably some questions are going to come up. We want to get to those as early as possible and just get them out of the way. Pat, where are you going to be putting your checkout page?
Right.
Okay. You got a website, right?
I have a website. I do.
Okay. So any reason why you wouldn't do an embedded checkout link, but on your actual website page?
There's no reason. I just don't want them getting lost in the sauce on the website page. So if I can, so say more about that, because I can create a page or I could use ThriveCart or something like that, but I could have it before we get off this call.
Yeah. So the only reason I didn't mention that ThriveCart is a paid solution, and I try to just keep costs down. But ThriveCart is definitely, I would prefer that to Stripe. Excuse me, if we're gonna do something. I think the initial price point is like $500-600, but it's a lifetime offer. And so you have that and you don't have to upgrade or anything like that. I use ThriveCart across all of my brands because it gives you a lot of dynamic options to be able to do upsells and downsells and stuff like that. And also, if you want to do a pay what you want type thing, like you make an offer and they can choose their price point, ThriveCart is a very robust solution. Integrates well with my CRM. So if you don't mind buying a checkout software, I definitely recommend ThriveCart. But if you want to keep it for free and don't want to make that investment, definitely at minimum set up Stripe.
So ThriveCart, not to get in the weeds, but so ThriveCart is just making a one-time $500 purchase or whatever that is, and
Yeah.
now you have a permanent solution.
Yes, specifically for checkout. So your landing page, you can have it be as simple as you want to, or as it can look like a whole website, and they've got built-in templates and stuff for that. But it's the software that I use specifically for checkout. I used to have my checkout in Kajabi. So Kajabi is a learning management system where you hold your content, but they also have checkout pages similar like Cartrait, which is the system that John uses. I found that for checkout, I started to get to a place where I needed more robust options to be able to increase my average order value. I needed upsells and downsells. I needed tracking to be a certain way, behaviors in ThriveCart. You can do very sophisticated things with when people abandon their cart, with refunds, tagging a certain way, with, excuse me, credit card declines, tagging a certain way in your CRM. So it's just a really great solution if you're committed to selling online and you're going to be doing this for a while. It's good to go ahead and make the investment. Now, if you're just putting your toe in the water and you're not sure, maybe you don't want to make that purchase. So, Pat, yeah, I would suggest ThriveCart if you can choose. And at worst, you can embed that into your web page, or you can just create a ThriveCart checkout. And they got plenty of great, good-looking templates for that.
Perfect.
Okay. So, John, you're using Kartra. Pat's using.
Yeah, but I'm ready to get out of it. But that's okay. I'm just curious. Yeah, I am. I'm ready to get out of it. So anyway, I was thinking about high level. I don't know if I like it, but I can get it. And then now you're saying ThriveCard. I mean, how much CRM is in ThriveCard? Is that there's no CRM? I still
No.
need a CRM.
Yeah, ThriveCard is not going to be your
Just the
CRM,
card.
but
Okay.
ThriveCard does a great job at the behaviors that you want to send to your CRM,
Okay.
tagging them appropriately upon purchase. Really good. And I do more detailed stuff than most around behaviors on purchase. ThriveCard handles everything. So my particular software stack, I don't use any front end like funnel builder stuff. I use WordPress. And I've
Right.
got my team is built out a custom, basically I got my own private ClickFunnels for my customers and clients and my stuff that I use because I don't want to pay a third party company and I want my page to be able to look exactly how I want them to. So I use WordPress for all my landing pages and interior pages. I use Gravity Forms for any forms that you see on the site, subscription forms, RSVP, application, whatever kind of form. It's always Gravity Forms. I use Active Campaign for my CRM. They're the best that I've used so far for all the kind of tagging that I need. They're expensive though, which I don't like. And I've heard that High Level has a decent CRM. I don't want to use them for any of the stuff for the pages and stuff because I've also heard they're very slow. So I don't want to use that, but I have heard that they're decent for the CRM. So I've been considering doing a test at some point because they're way cheaper than Active Campaign. Active Campaign is pricey. And for the actual content hosting, I use a few different tools depending on the brand. I've got one brand where I've used Circle to host all of my content. It works okay, but I don't love it. On another brand, I use Kajabi as the learning management system to host all the content. That's the one that I've used the most, but Kajabi is pricey, and I want to move away from that over time. The third brand, like Mindset to Money, is one of my brands. I use a software called Buddy Boss, which I've never seen anybody else use, and it gives you the ability to create a very beautiful custom member dashboard. And then once it's created, you don't have the ongoing monthly fees. It is like you pay for it one time, you got to get it developed. But once that's done, it's really nice. I'll show you what it looks like, just so y'all can see this because I'm going to actually be moving out of Kajabi and moving all of my brands over to Buddy Boss in the near future because it's a one-time payment for the year. It's like maybe $300 or something like that. And then you pay for another software that maybe LearnDash or something. There's a couple that you need, they work together, but it's $500 or $600 for the year. And then there's no more cost after that. And as you see, it looks very clean. It's a whole nice dashboard. What's happening here? As I'm talking. Never had this. Let me see. Well, guys, that what's it called, Murphy? Like 2 years I've been doing this. I've literally never seen this screen. And here we go. So that's awesome. Y'all just gonna have to take my word for it, I guess, that this is a beautiful dashboard. But I've been using this for over 2 years. This isn't a big concern for me because I have a full-time dev and design team, so they go fix this stuff. But I've literally never had an issue, customer complain, anything. All of my core stuff is in the background on these sites on the site for Buddy Boss. All of my modules, videos, everything, it's mobile responsive, and I don't have a monthly fee. Kajabi is $400 per month, and I'm paying that times 3 brands right now. You can do the math. I want out of that. But of the ones that are available, it's the best one that I found. So, but y'all won't have to worry about all that. Pat, what do you use? LearnDash or what do you use to deliver your content for the curriculum?
I'm using membership.io.
Okay, all right. So that covers that. And John, you use Kartra. Algenoid, what do you use to deliver your content?
I haven't, me in person. So that's what I have to develop at this point.
Gotcha. So you'll need to use a learning management system. So Thinkific, LearnDash, Kajabi, these are all options for you. You can just literally type in learning management systems inside of Google. Podia.com is another one. Where you start doesn't matter as much for this one. Excuse me. You'll obviously you want to have You want to have something that you likely will use for the future, but I don't want you to end up having a big expense because it's easy enough to move your stuff to a different solution if you find one that's better. I don't want you to spend a lot of time like, well, should it be this one or that one? That doesn't matter as much as getting the program out.
Right.
All right, I'm actually glad I went here so I can figure out what that's about. Okay, let me go back to our agenda, make sure I covered this stuff. Okay, cash collection. We can talk through hot list tomorrow. Consequential offer. I will talk through that and then we'll pretty much wrap up. Talk through these stories tomorrow. We did talk through the details about offers. We'll get into that again tomorrow. Okay. And you know what I want to add to this for your offer is to complete your first draft of your full special offer document. So that's going to be also homework. Let's add the link to that. Well, no, I don't need to add the link. You guys have your own links. Okay. All right, so y'all, this is going to be part of the homework. I'm actually going to put this as the first item. Any questions about what this means? Complete your first draft of your full special offer document. So on your special offers, literally fill in all line items. So no bullet point should not have stuff next to it. Fill in everything for this problem, solution, what's your specific method, the specific outcomes that you're promising, what your key differentiators are. We already have full price, special offer price, and deliverables. Excuse me. And actually, I'm documenting this here. These are actually deliverables I've got up here. The outcome is more like you will have a email strategy covering these three things. You will have a social media strategy covering. That's like outcomes, which are based in what your deliverables are. So let me just move this so there's no confusion. So really deliverables. Where'd they go? Deliverables right here. Yeah, these are the deliverables. So this is your full marketing plan. It's your AI marketing plan. This is your AI authority position. Those are deliverables. All right, everybody clear on this document?
Yeah, you really meant 3 to 5 hours, and this don't count. This part don't count.
No, this part counts. This part counts.
No, no, sir. No, sir. Okay.
This is why I said, I'm gonna go back to this, Pat. It says draft one. All right, you're not gonna get everything perfect on the first round, but what I can't have you do is come back tomorrow and say, I was confused, so I didn't work on it. That's not gonna get us going. You come back and you get those details in and you say, look, I did the best I could. The best you could is fine. And we're gonna come back and slice the part tomorrow and get all the meat on the bone that's necessary.
Okay. So on my calendar for the next 2 weeks,
What?
should I mean, like every day at 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock your time?
Before the end of the day, you'll have
Uh-huh.
calendar invites through the end of this week for
Uh-huh.
Monday through Friday. And I would just say, even if we plan for it to be 12 to 2, like I always am going to give more. If you've ever been in any of my programs, I'm always going to give more and stay later. So I would just budget for 12 to 3, knowing that the program promises 12 to 2, but I'm going like budget from 12 to 3 because I probably will stay on here and give y'all more. The official is 12 to 2. Okay.
And we get the replays. So
yes. So if you can't stay longer, and I'm not promising you longer, I just know how I be doing. So
right.
if you want to stay longer, I'm probably gonna stay longer to make sure y'all get it. And you'll have the video every day after class inside of Kajabi. It will be uploaded to Kajabi as soon as it's done downloading from Zoom. All right, let me save this so y'all have it. The last thing that I want to cover before we jump is I want to talk to y'all about this concept that I call respectful friction. So I'm going to open up an article that I wrote, excuse me, and just walk you through it real quick. There is a foundational principle that I sell inside of. all the time. All of my marketing and sales frameworks are built on this. So I want to walk y'all through it real quick. This article is called Respectful Friction: Why Diamonds Are Worth More Than Water and How That Impacts Your Business. Okay. The value paradox is a fundamental principle that has been observed for centuries. And if you want to put it inside of a formula, it's value equals scarcity plus utility. Value equals scarcity plus utility. We instinctively assign higher value to things and people that are both scarce and useful. There's a reason why, and I want to define useful. This can be whatever condition of life that is useful to us. That might be identity. That might be our finances. That might be actually having food to eat. Utility is relative for what we need it for, but there's a reason why when we see an ultra big celebrity in the restaurant, people say, hey, is that such and such over there? Like, there's a reason that happens, because we find them highly useful. It might be on entertainment, whatever. And we also know that they're highly scarce. It's really scarce to see a celebrity, a big name celebrity, eating next to us. That's a different experience. This explains why a diamond, though it's less essential than water, is often valued significantly higher. While water is necessary for survival, it's readily available. Diamonds, on the other hand, are rare and have been culturally associated with desirability and status. The reality is, even though we have all seen this truth in practice every single day of our lives, almost no businesses or offers are designed with the value paradox in mind. If you're a speaker, consultant, or course creator with an online program, blah, 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 I'm always going to have a call to action for my stuff in my articles. But respectful friction, this is the bedrock of all my frameworks for attraction-based marketing and sales. They're all designed and built around a little-known psychological principle that, as all-encompassing as the internet is, you'll find almost no information about this online. So I go type in cognitive disfluency. You'll find almost nothing. And the reason why is because it's a reframe of this old paradox, this value paradox. It's a reframe of it, but mostly it is utilized in education. And said simply, cognitive disfluency states that easier doesn't necessarily mean better, particularly when we're talking about how our brains assign value. This is a brain science principle. When we have to work a little bit harder to get a result or to attain access to something or someone, we generally value it more, not less. Put into practice in a social and business context, I call this respectful friction. Respectful friction is a marketing strategy that really embraces the value paradox. It involves designing business identities and offers with deliberate scarcity. Said another way, this creates respectful distance between your offer and your prospect. Now, qualifying prospects before accepting money is something that most people don't do. Respectful friction isn't about creating artificial barriers or creating an elitist aura. It's really all about the contrary. It's about aligning your business with your ideal prospects by ensuring that they're genuinely invested in and appropriate for your offering before you commit to accepting their money. If y'all do business with me, if you've been through my programs, my processes, that this is present at all times. There's always going to be a form to fill out. There's always going to be something for you to do, not because I just like putting people to work, but partially because people pay attention when they have to jump through a few hoops and they're like, what's really going on here? This is different than what I'm used to. And if you're being qualified for something, that it is more likely that it's probably going to be a good fit for you on the other end. So there's always going to be qualification. And I tell people, no, I don't allow just anybody into my programs. This actually is an approach that creates an ethical sales process. I call it ethical sales, where prospects are qualified before they're even given the opportunity to fully explore that opportunity, be in the room, or make a purchase. When you're selling high ticket, the more you do this, the easier it is to make that money. Because folks, when they're high ticket, they want to know this isn't for everybody. It's for me and only me. It's easier to get the money when it's high ticket. When there's friction, people try to make it easier for them to buy. That pushes your prospect away. when it's high ticket. When it's high ticket, having some friction so that they know this is really for me and only me, that makes it easier when it comes to the sale. It's counterintuitive. This subtly shifts the power dynamic, encouraging prospects to proactively pursue the engagement and demonstrate their genuine interest if they want to be taken seriously. In this context, it's clear that the context is consider and be considered for. This is a mutual consideration process when we are working with somebody, not they have the power and they're going to decide if they're going to hire us. No one can just hire me, right? I want y'all to be clear about that and clear about how you think about yourself. Can people just go anywhere and hire you? Not for me. I got to know that I want to work with that person. They got to be a fit. I only work with a very small percentage of people who may want to work with me because I make very particular promises. And I can only make those promises if I'm talking to a very particular person that checks off a very particular set of boxes. So when you want to stand out in a crowded market, if you embrace respectful friction, you really move away from the constant need to compete for attention. I don't care what other people's price points are. I don't care what the general market is charging for something. I'm not reviewing competitors' price points to determine mine. I don't care what the market says. My price is my price. And as long as I do an effective job at outlining for my specific customer what the value proposition is, it doesn't matter what that price point is as long as they can afford it, they have the time, and their problem's big enough where they have a reference point of failure. You'll see that in the customer avatar document that I gave you links to at the top of your special offer doc. Go through those. The place I sell to people to, or when I'm launching, they need to be failing at something, specifically failing at something so that they have a reference point in their stomach about what's it worth to me to not fail anymore. What's it worth to me in terms of my time, my identity, my money, to not have this risk? People who want to get to something, but they haven't failed yet, that always has your offer live as a nice to have because they haven't experienced a reference point for what that failure means in terms of time, identity, money, etc. Find somebody who's failing now, they have a reference point, and they can decide quickly whether or not your dollar value is a match. So I'm going to let y'all finish this up. This is respectful friction. This is what 5-Day ATM is about, is creating a design structure, architected, so that people on purpose feel that respectful friction where everybody's not a fit. You got to get into the buyer's room before you see the offer. In the buyer's room, there's more people there than we have spots for the offer. It's meant to activate folks in a way where they say, you know what? I have been hovering in your orbit for months, maybe years. I've been thinking about working with you and I knew what you did, but something about this offer this time, I feel like if I don't buy it on day 5, I'm really going to miss out. Like I'll feel like I lost something. That's what this offer campaign is designed to do. So I just wanted to make sure I left y'all with that context. This ain't just any old special offer. This is going to have your people, if they're the perfect fit, not just anybody, they're the perfect fit, they should be salivating at the mouth because this offer is so good, it's so aligned, it's so well articulated that they are truly going to be missing something if they don't say yes. All right? Any questions before we jump for the day? All right. I need to check in and find out what are some things that y'all learned today? What are some things that stand out for you about the day? I'll start with you, Pat.
I learned that this is a very structured, detailed, non-challenge experience. And it's an opportunity to speak to the pain as well as the service of how clients are going to raise their hand and vote with their dollars to get into this program now versus never. So that's what I learned.
What's the biggest thing for your program that like an aha moment, a clarity moment, something for you today that you see newly that before today maybe wasn't as clear? Specific.
then I mean, the biggest thing is that I need to, one, I need to feel good about my offer and my offer pricing. And then the other thing is I need to be clear of all the components that are included in my offer. I mean, that's where I'm at right now.
Got it.
Yeah.
Perfect. John, for you, biggest takeaways and biggest clarity, insight for you that you didn't have coming into today. That's like, I see this newly now after going through the day.
Well, obviously the offer in terms of the going at this $500 half day intensive workshop, whatever you want to call it, as opposed to the self-liquidating offer and starting there. I think that was just a mental shift that I had. And going forward now, filling out the rest of this, it's making me understand why doing that helps with the marketing of the emotion afterwards.
Yeah, really good insights. Thank you for sharing. And Aljadoy, what are your biggest insights, clarity points for today?
The biggest, I would say that I was reminded of how deliberate and intentional you have to be about the things that you want to happen. As I'm thinking about this program, the more and more we're having conversations, it's having me really drill down and saying, what is my offer? What is that specific price point going to be? How am I going to reverse engineer it in order to get that result? So I'm just really reminded of how deliberate you have to be in order to get those outcomes. So I'm excited.
That's great. To give y'all some context, every day in the beginning of the day, I'm gonna check in with y'all to find out. You've had some time to sleep on it. What are your thoughts? During the day, I'm gonna check in with you at the end of the day, partially because I love having the progression of people as they move through it, but also because as you say out loud what you're learning, you actually learn it. It clarifies for you, crystallizes for you. It comes out of insight mode and it comes into clear view, the stuff that might be hiding in the unconscious when you say it out loud. All right. So we're going to be doing a lot of that. Y'all, that concludes our day one. I appreciate you. And go take a nap, have some food, do what you need to do. But look for
I
my
got to get to this work.
That's right. I got to go to work.
Right, ain't no doubt. So I don't know where you got that from, but anyway.
I appreciate y'all. I will see you tomorrow. Look for my email. Great
All
work.
right. Bye.
Okay,
Y'all have a great one.
you too.